Hello, explorers, and welcome back to the Feywilds. Hello, Reggie. Hello, Ifany. Hello, Komodo. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate. Hope everyone's doing good. Before we start, I've got a couple of things for announcements. So, just in case, one last time, I will be gone this week. I'm just gonna go ahead and, remind everyone that this next. Now, there will be videos coming out. Especially Thursday is going to be hilarious. Boy, oh boy, the final drafts of that video are just perfection. I can't wait. Can't wait to share it all with you. Secondly, we are doing the graffiti-thon, the little graffiti mini giveaway. That's probably going to be the giveaway for this month because I just don't have the time to... Didn't have the time to find an artist to do something. So we're gonna give away some sprites, some stream avatars for free. So remember, if you want gems or if you want some stream avatars, to make sure you submit your graffiti submissions for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Before I get back, I didn't want to put a date on it because I don't know exactly when I'm gonna be able to start streaming again. Theoretically, not next week, but the week after next. We'll see. Beyond that, I'm thinking about, you know how we had the Hawkma lists? I was thinking we start up a Greg list, but I'll do that and announce it properly. So make sure, you know, get some Gregor puns in your brain and keep them there, because man, that'd be kind of a fun video, I think. Also, final reminder, this is September, which means subscriptions are much cheaper than they are normally. So if you were thinking about getting subscribed, that gives you, we might do like giveaway part 2 Electric Boogaloo at the back half of the month. But if you are a subscriber, you'll get extra, basically, slots to win stuff. Typically how I do. Everyone else, Renard Cross Graffiti, a lot of K gems on a line. Trying to do stuff like Fallout Fox Between Ways. Oh, that'll be so cool. Because I'm going to use them for other things other than Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. So keep that in mind. Hate myself that I am not an artist. Listen, some of the greatest stuff in a community is done by not artists. It's great, don't worry about it. Can't offer any graffitis. Listen, if Reggie can do it, anyone can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. There's also like a graffiti text generator. So if you want to like generate some text and then put it over some other assets and stuff, it will be a Crabhammer's Paint Camp thing done entirely with my mouse. I'm sorry, Reggie. I realized I said, if Reggie can do it. Listen, I'm sorry. Reggie, I'm sure the greatest artist in all the land. My apologies. A mouse for mine, too. I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have done that. Gimp around a while back. So she's, yeah, crack open, Gimp, go to town. Also, hello, Caden. I don't know if I say hi. Hello, Caden. No offense taken. Okay, so tonight, and we're gonna jump right into this. So tonight in Tales of Apocrypha, it's gonna be an intense time. We have infiltrated Valgard to try and rescue Faldvin after learning he wasn't really behind the Queen's death, and so we're here to try and bust them out. Which, by the way, if you do type in command D&D and command worldinfo or whatever, that will pop up the card that has all the world information. So if we ever say a name and you're confused to who that is, they're probably there. Thank you, Caden. That'll fill you in on who's doing what and why, and who's who, where we are, that sort of thing. Second time breaking someone out. How is Taffy enjoying this? He's doing his best. Because he's the kind of guy that's like, I can't leave this guy to die. He didn't do anything wrong. But we're gonna see. He's like, man, I'm having to do a lot of crime since I came out to, I forget what, Lariad? I think we're in Lariad. I think that's the continent we're on. He comes to Lariad and is like, God, there's so much crime I have to do over here. Anyway, with that being said, the other players are waiting, so let's go swap on over and say hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. The nameplate's so good.
Yeah, oh, they're all right. Yeah, this one. All right, don't worry about it. Don't listen. Things might move around. Don't worry.
It's fine.
fine.
It's
fine.
fine.
It'll be
Don't worry
great.
about it. It'll be great.
So how's everyone doing?
Don't good.
I am ready. For tonight.
Yeah, we ready?
Yeah, I hope
Not
so.
really,
I
but it's
don't
fine.
think
Really.
y'all are ready.
I don't think we're
I
ready.
know, no, I'm not, but it's
No.
fine.
But
Nobody
it's
is
fine.
ready.
Nobody is
I'm not ready.
Yeah. But yes, welcome everyone to another session of Tales of the Apocrypha. Got the whole gang here, which is always fun. Has anyone got
Hold on,
any
I'm
announcements? Anything you want to say before we get started?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up?
This is mainly on the behalf of player Anna. That their character Eva had been a placeholder up to this point as they created their new character after the disappearance of ToA. So Eva, having gotten back to Valgard, will be leaving the party, and their actual character will finally be coming into this campaign.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Yay!
Aoife.
Good job,
Yeah.
Anna.
You will be missed.
You will be missed.
I don't know if she'll be missed.
I don't know if she'll be
a
missed.
sigh of a relief from everybody.
It's like, oh, finally. I liked Aoife. It was fine. I didn't have a whole lot of time for Taffy to bond with Aoife.
Yeah.
No, and I think being a part of the Order of the Seven was kind of a big.
That's a little rough. Just a bit.
Yeah.
Considering,
Aoife,
you know,
I need
God's
Aoife mainly
effort.
came around just because like it would have been really awkward to not have Anna play for like 7 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Now you gotta
Basically.
sit out. We're gonna have fun. You sit in the timeout chair and think about what you've done.
think about the
Oh,
character you
true.
pick.
Oh. But yeah, so all right, excellent. Then we will
Oops.
get on into tonight's session.
Oh,
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm fixing it. It's being fixed.
I don't see anything.
Don't worry about it.
That's fine.
It's
That's
okay.
fine.
You see
Oh,
You see
nothing.
nothing.
You see
Nothing.
nothing. Oh God, where did it go? Carry on.
But
We're good. There.
okay, so I think the only thing one thing quick before I really get started is I hadn't been listening to your intro, Winod, but Falvin did kill the queen.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. I thought.
He did.
Okay. I thought he got framed for it. Gotcha.
That's what they want you to think.
Oh.
We
Or I don't know. It's been a whole thing. But no,
Okay.
he did, and then yeah, okay. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Y'all will.
It'll be explained.
The mystery will be
Yeah.
solved.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it in character at some point.
Okay.
Me.
Taffy's under the impression that, like, well, clearly he was framed.
Right?
He wouldn't do that. Why would he do that?
Oh, never.
Best guy around. What about the murder? What murder?
What
murder?
I didn't see a murder, therefore it didn't happen.
True.
Actually, I gotta try to fix this real quick.
Where in the world? Aha. Boop. There we go. Excellent. Okay, everything's fixed.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, just gotta get that. Okay, so, last session, the party finally managed to escape from the Underdark and came out on the northern side of the Damavand Range. They made their way around the Godswood, which was showing very obvious and very concerning signs of decay, and arrived at the heavily militarized and very much changed city of Valgard. The city was on high alert, with several military encampments posted on the hills leading up to the city gates. and along the fortified walls themselves. Once inside, the party split up, with half of them coming upon the charred remains of the fishing district and their innumerable dead, while the other half went into the temple district to attempt and find out what had transpired during their absence, and perhaps to find a way to sneak into the nobles' quarter during the upcoming coronation. When we last left off, Narcellus had let loose a fireball upon 3 unsuspecting members of the Karath's Blades, leaving Arca, Nialkish, and Aoife to run for their lives through the streets. Arca, meanwhile, caught a glimpse of his youngest brother, Kavi, which is about where we will start off this evening's session. Though it won't quite be with Arca. That is about where we left off, yes. Excellent. Okay, we are going to start with our other group of people on the other side of the city.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Once I get this all set up, because I didn't do this beforehand. And it's fine.
It's fine.
It's totally fine.
It do be like that.
It do be like that.
It do be.
Oh, real quick, Starion, can you send me, Lunarian's new token?
Yeah, 1 second. Okay. Let's see that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, God. Hold on, I'm just getting this sent over. Oh. Do I not have it saved? Oh, here it is. There you go. Okay. Sorry, I
Are you
will
good?
get it swapped over here in 1 second.
I'm chatting with chat over here. We're putting the pieces together.
Yeah? Are you, though?
Maybe. Probably not.
Mm.
We're doing our best.
You know what? I believe in chat.
I believe in chat.
I didn't. Okay, I do have this. Excellent. Okay. So, as half of the group ran off to the fishing district, Taffy, Yulia, Yavari, and Runarian, you all decide to sort of team up together and go towards the temple district, which was kind of like the midsection of the city, all of the somewhat nicer area around the temple before you got into the poorer fishing district, and not nearly as nice as what you had seen in the Noble's Quarter for the brief stay you had in Valgard the first time around. Of course, as you enter into the city, the Temple of the Triad is as looming as ever before you at the end of the street. With
I'm a little blind.
Oh, is it okay? What?
I might need to be
Hello?
given vision.
Wait, what happened?
I'm over.
There's nothing on the screen.
You guys need to
Roll 20.
refresh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We got denied.
Yeah, should work.
Oh, there
yeah.
it goes. Okay.
Okay, cool. Oh, look at everybody. Look at us.
There you go.
Why are we so hot?
And then there's
Honestly.
the cat, the pet cat at the end there.
And so, as you all begin making your way down the street, kind of trying to stick off to the side, or perhaps avoiding most of the crowded, busy street, as you all are still wanted criminals in the country of Laird, as far as you're aware. And the streets of Valgard are as busy as ever, with people packing all of the streets every which way you look. There's a mixture of tension and excitement in the air, and as you go amidst the civilians, you do see that, you know, there's quite a number of guard patrols kind of scouting the areas as they go. But despite the perhaps heavier eye of the militia upon the general populace, people seem very excited about the upcoming coronation, or so it seems from the bits of conversation you all pick up as you go. Let's see. And this part of the city, of course, is very clean, surrounded with lush greenery on the side of all the streets. You see the pathway leading up to the temple opens to two familiar inns rather close to the entrance. The Dragonstone Inn, which you're vaguely familiar with, and the Cellar Keg, as well as a massive clock tower further down the way that overlooks the courtyard belonging to Gnomeland Security.
Oh, great, these guys.
I was literally just saying earlier today, I hope that the Gnomeland Security makes a reappearance while we're in Valgard.
Yeah, they're there. They're existing. And as you all go, Ari kind of speaks up first and says, well, first things first, maybe we should find out if we still have any, friends or allies in the city, and more importantly, maybe anyone you might have left is still all right. I would hate to find that anyone who's stuck their necks out for us before is, well, not doing well.
Yeah. Oh, you want to speak first? You're very. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yulia's kind of looking around, and then I'll just say, yeah, I doubt they would probably want to see me, but maybe I can find out from Mira and Briagi if anything's happened, or at least just find out what's going on.
And isn't there also who is your little girlfriend Taffy? Was her name Samoya?
Taffy's he's looking around, taking the assessing the situation, kind of sort of listening offhand as he's looking around. Then he hears that, and his tail just whips around, and he's like, "You mean Samoya? Listen, if she, I whistled out, I signaled out that she should probably leave town, so I don't think she'll still be here. The only person I can think of that might be able to help us is Lord Flaming, but I think he left, or he might have left for a ket by now. If he's still here, we might be able to ask him, but that might put him in an awkward position, unless Rustscale's back in town. But hope that guy's okay."
So why don't we... Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah, so why don't we head to the bakery first, just in case?
If it's all right with you all, instead of going into the main bakery, I think it's best if I at least go around to where I know their private home is, just so to not raise too many alarms, and at least if one of us gets caught in the vicinity, at least you won't be in close proximity. Because I don't know if, in case people are still looking for us.
So, here, hold on. Out of character. Is she just saying she wants to go by herself to their,
Yeah,
the home side of their? Okay.
Yeah.
Ari is going to say, that, well, I understand that we're currently not particularly welcome here, but I don't know if splitting up that thinly is a very good idea.
No,
It could be.
I have to.
At the very least, at least take someone else with you.
Yeah, we probably want to at least travel in pairs. If we split off and then if we run into an issue, problem, it's going to be hard for us to escape by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with you, Yulia.
Okay. Taffy, can I leave Vita with you?
Sure.
And I'll just pass his reins to you.
He will take the horsey.
Excellent.
And
All right.
sorry. Yeah, you take Vita's reins, and she just kind of clops along next to you. And as you all are getting about ready to leave, Taffy, you hear a familiar voice calling from behind.
No! I don't like familiar voices.
Oh, down there, kitty cat. Where do you think you're going? And as you turn, you'll see the very familiar-looking Canis quickly approaching.
The queen returns.
he jolts and his shoulders shoot up as he turns around, right? He side glances behind him. He sees Samoya coming after him, and he's his eyes go wide, and normally you'd see him get flustered or maybe he smile or be a little chatty or whatever, but he's just got this frown on his face, oh god. What? And he's as he sees Samoya walking up to him, he kind of holds his paw. He's looking around to make sure that to see if anyone else is paying attention, but he's holding his paw to stay where you are. Don't come any closer.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of stops, takes a quick glance around. Actually, go ahead and roll step.
We'll roll what?
Perception.
Perception. Okay.
Yeah.
Perception. Boom. Ah, hell yeah.
Oh.
You tell Samoya to stop, and she does, looking a little apprehensive, and gives a quick glance around, and your eyes kind of do the same thing, wanting to make sure that no one's looking your way or watching you, but you don't notice anything.
So he's kind of stunned. He can't really believe it. He kind of narrows his eyes, and then he kind of glances to Runarian. Just to, what is he doing right now?
Runarian. Oh god, oh yeah, he did briefly meet Samoya, I believe. Yeah, because she'd come back to the estate at one point. Yeah, Runarian is looking a little confused. Perhaps trying to process and remember exactly who this Canis is approaching them. And then looks over at Taffy and he'll say, a friend of yours, I'm assuming?
We'll see. Just keep an eye on my back real quick.
All right.
He's and he says it pretty kind of low, and he's he's got the he moves to the side of the horse where the reins are in his left hand, but he's got his right hand resting on the hilt of his rapier as he slowly approaches Samoya. Occasionally casting a glance left and right, because remember the last time he dealt with a padlock agent, it turned out wasn't a great time. So he doesn't really know. Yeah, it's so he doesn't know why Samoya's here, and he doesn't fully trust her. So he's gonna slowly walk on up until he gets far enough away that he's about you know, he's got like a 5-foot gap between, like, mechanically speaking, right? He's got this 5-foot square between him and her. And he just, you know, he doesn't want to like speak over the general crowd volume, but it's loud enough for her to hear. He's like, Samoya, what are you doing here? What are you still doing here?
And as you approach, you know, your one hand on the hilt of your rapier, you see this, like, her look of caution turns to a look of hurt. You know, as her brow, like, furrows together and her eyes seem to grow a little wide. And she just stands there, you know, quietly, like, wringing her hands together, looking suddenly just very, like, uncertain. And as you get close enough and you speak to her, she'll say, well, I know you told me to go, but with everything that happened and everything that happened really soon after you all left, it seemed like a better idea to stay to try to help with the... Oh, there's just been a lot going on.
So he looks at her for a minute, and then he very carefully, he looks back behind to see if Renarian's still watching him or, like, is behind him, just to make sure before he asks this next question.
Yeah, Ari's still there. I don't know, Yulia, Yavari, would you guys still be hanging around, or did you, like, already kind of take off?
For Yavari personally, I feel like she trusts Renarian and Taffy to handle themselves, so I think they would have split at this point.
Just quietly slipped around, blending into the crowd towards the bakery.
Okay, so yeah, so as you look behind you, Taffy, you see, you know, Ari's still standing there, just kind of watching you and Samoya, standing rather relaxed. But yeah, you do notice that the two tiefling have left.
Okay. So he gets very tense all of a sudden. He kind of takes shifts his stance a little bit, like he's about ready to bolt, and he grips down, you know, he tightens the grip on his rapier, the holster of his rapier. He takes a deep breath, and he asks, Samoya, I need you to tell me, are you working for Gwen?
No, of course not.
Do you know what he's done?
A little bit. You know, after you all left town so fast, I did try to get back in contact with him, but he's been avoiding anything I've been trying to send him, so I didn't know if he was dead or if something had happened.
So, all right, I'm going to make an insight check to see if, I mean, you know.
Yeah, feel free.
And given Taffy's nature to just believe people, I'm going to roll this at disadvantage.
Okay, if you would like.
Insight. There it is.
Please.
Okay. So he because he really wants to believe Samoya.
Aww.
He lets out a sigh of relief. And he's like, okay, all right. And he relaxes, he slacks his stance, he takes his hand off of his rapier, and then he kind of moves closer up to Samoya, and he doesn't say anything, he just walks up and then gives her a hug.
Oh, and she will very happily, like, hug him back as her tail starts to wag.
He's like, it's been rough, Gwen. And he hushes himself. Gwen's the one who set up Sturkin to deliver the assassination supplies.
No, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it, but not out here. We need to. Do you have somewhere safe we can go?
you all even doing here?
I can explain further, but we need to...
Okay. All right. Oh, was there somewhere you two were heading?
Not yet. Not yet. We were looking to see if there was somewhere we could lay low for a bit and assess the, current state of Valgard.
Okay. I think I have somewhere we can go. Like a little safe house, or at least an area that I hang out with a lot that has been really good. So it shouldn't be too busy this time of day.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Lead the way, and he kind of beckons on Ari that he can come over. It's fine. We're good now.
Okay. Yeah, and Ari will join you guys, and Samoya will then take you both and kind of lead you a little deeper into the city, casting kind of glances here and there just to kind of make sure that you're not being followed in any way. And as you two leave, so, Yulia and Yavari. So, Yulia, you wind your way through the buildings, taking familiar paths to you from your time spent in Valgard to the home and bakery of your friends, Mira and Briagi. As you approach, you, rather than going around the front that would lead into the main entrance of the bakery, you'll go around the back way. As you know, there's a little...
Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
Everything okay? People were making noises. Are we good?
Oh, okay. I'm good. Are you okay, Yavar?
Okay.
Sorry.
Everyone's sick.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Good. So I will look at the door. I kind of look around, make sure like no one's really in the general area, and I kind of look to Yavari and just be like, okay, I'll go up, just to see if anyone's home. They're probably busy with the events going on, but hopefully maybe at least Briagi will be here if she's off duty. But just make sure that I guess no one comes around or gets too close, I guess. And then if we're good, I'll just wave you over, and then hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, I think that's best. You go upstairs. I'll keep a look down here and make sure nobody gets in.
All right, and if there's any problems, just oh gosh, can you whistle?
No, I'll scream.
Good enough. All
Close
right.
enough.
All right. I'm so nervous.
Good luck.
Thanks. And I'll just go up and knock on the door and hope someone answers.
All right, you knock at the door. And you give it a moment. As you know, sometimes it might take one of them a while to answer, and you're not sure, if either of them are in the bakery or if Briagi is, out on patrol or guarding duty. And you wait.
Okay, all right. And I'll go back to Yavari and I'll just be like, okay, plan B. We're coming into the back way of the bakery, and hopefully if one of them is there, then I can just signal them down and we can talk in the back. Looks like no one's home. All right.
All right.
Onwards.
Yep. And Yavari is just gonna follow after Yulia, kind of let Yulia take it over the raid.
Okay. So you're just trying to avoid the main entrance of the bakery?
Yeah, just so that we're not noticed. But Yulia
Okay.
would know that there was kind of like a back door into the bakery, kind of like an employee's entrance of sorts.
Mm, I don't know if there would be, just since it's like just their own little shop that they run out of like half of a house.
Oh, okay,
Um,
actually, you know what? That's fair.
Yeah, so unfortunately the only other entrance in would just be the front door to the bakery.
Oh, excellent. All right. So, retcon everything I just said. We are going
All good.
in the front.
Alrighty.
And you
um,
Oh, go ahead.
Yulia will look to Yavari. Is like, I don't think I ever thought to ask. Do you have any illusion spells on hand?
I, in fact, have minor illusion as
Okay.
a gift.
Okay. Can you cast it on more than 2 people?
Ah, that's actually a good question. Give me one sec.
Just like so if we can use it on both ourselves, then we can like maybe not totally change our appearances, but just enough that maybe we won't be recognized as easy.
I mean,
Ah,
if you do
so,
that, like Mira and Briagi might not recognize you, to be fair. Like they might not believe you're Yulia when you come in as like a, you know, a red skinned tiefling or something.
If I
and minor
pull out the
illusion can, like, unfortunately not alter your physical body. Like, you can create, like, an image or a sound.
okay, so it's not that kind of thing.
That could-
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess Yulia is just gonna just go in and pray nothing bad happens.
Yubari's gonna stick to the side of the building, you know, keeping an eye out on the main road, trying to not, you know, garner any more suspicion.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna go inside, Yubari?
Actually, it's kind of best if she goes inside, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. Fair.
Not out of.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you know, you tried the back door, you knocked, you waited, no one came to answer. So, figured, alright, well, if someone's running the bakery, might as well just head inside. So you go around to the front of the building. And indeed, the doors are open, as it would be any other day that the bakery is in business. And, you know, as you approach the doors, you can smell the familiar scent of fresh baked goods and cinnamon and all these other comforting, warm spices. Though it seems that this time of day, the customers are a slow trickle in, despite the energy within the city. Just either the time of day where everyone's at work, or, you know, might just be a slower day for customers to come in. But either way, as you walk in, you see there's a rather tired looking, strung out woman standing at the counter. It's the female half elf standing at the counter with her head held between her hands, her long tendrils of flaxen hair curling between her fingers. And she looks up at the two of you as you enter, as a small chime of a bell goes off to signal your arrival. And I'd like you both to roll insight checks.
Okay.
Okay. Inside.
8. Nice. Oh, and
Oh boy.
17. Yavari, Yulia, you don't notice anything as you see her straighten and put on a pleasant enough expression. Yavari, you see as she looks up at you, you almost see like her eyes narrow. And there's almost this look of irritation or something of that sort that kind of comes over her features, but it's gone almost as soon as you notice. And she straightens up, brushing aside some of her hair and gives you both a small smile as her gaze focuses upon Yulia, and she'll say, Yulia, I certainly never expected to see you here again. Is there anything I can get you or help you with?
Yeah. Hi. A lot of things have happened. And I'm sorry. I promise I'm not gonna cause you both any trouble. But I just wanted to make sure that you were both okay and maybe just I don't know, just how things have been.
Fine enough. Been rather busy, and Briagi has taken up a number of extra shifts around the city. She's out working right now, so my apologies she's not here. But we've been keeping up well, especially now with this coronation around the corner. The city's been flooded with newcomers and travelers, all waiting either for the coronation or I guess for the, royalty and nobles of the other countries to come.
Yeah.
But what... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, she was just saying just yeah, I can imagine oh well, hopefully the business has been good enough, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. And as you two are chatting, let me see, Taffy,
Oh no.
Samoya has taken you and Runarian to this little bakery.
Oh.
Oh god.
Neat.
Yvonne's like, oh, there you two are.
DM subtly says, "Stop splitting up."
It's fine. And as the three of you enter in, Mira, Yulia, and Yavari, you'll see her kind of look over your shoulders and give a small smile and wave to greet the new customers. And Samoya will wave back, and then she'll get your attention, Taffy, and she'll probably try to pull you over to one of the little corner tables, unless you want to try to catch the two tieflings first, as you do see them like standing up at the counter speaking with the half-elf woman.
He'll wait for now. He'll, because it's basically like, oh, look, I found Samoya. Now we're here.
Yeah.
He might wave them like at them as they enter, if they're paying attention.
Yvari waves back after hearing the bell go off. Oh,
He'll
you
point
found your
towards
girlfriend.
his tail
and Yulia,
flips around.
Yulia would just look and say, "Oh, hi, Samoya. Been a while."
Hey, good to see you all again.
Yeah, hopefully won't be staying too long.
And Mira to you, Yulia, will say, well, looks like all your friends are here. You know what? Why don't I get you all something nice to eat? Just a little snack on me.
Oh, that would be nice. Can I help you?
Oh, no, I have, a batch of something cooking in the oven. It should be done in a few more minutes. If you want to have a seat and then we can catch up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry I interrupted you again. Sorry, I had a
No,
call.
it's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What was that?
I'm choking. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Yulia will just give her a little smile and says, "Oh, thank you so much, Mira." And we'll just lead Yavari to the table with the rest of our friends.
What I was going to say before I choked was that Yavari is just keeping a very close eye on Mira as she moves around, as Yulia kind of tugs her over to the table where Taffy and Samoya are.
Give me an insight check, Yavari. Just you.
Just
Oh, boy.
me.
Uh-huh.
Love that. Um, I'm gonna. No, I'll save it.
Okay.
It's a 14
14.
anyway.
So as Yulia turns, you don't turn immediately as you're kind of looking at Mira, and she's looking at Yulia for a moment before she catches your eye, and just gives you this kind of tight, not incredibly, just very tight, very curt kind of smile before she'll turn and head back into the kitchen. And there's just something feels kind of off to you, though you can't really place if it's just your paranoia or if there's something going on. As you go with Yulia to join the rest of your companions, now tucked into a table kind of closer to the corner, a little away from the door. And as you approach, Ari will give a smile and nod to the two of you and say, funny running into you again.
Yeah. What are you guys doing here? I thought the plan was to find allies.
Well,
We ran into Samoya here, and she says this is apparently a rather safe place to talk. As he'll kind of look to Samoya for confirmation, and she'll nod and say, "Yeah, like this bakery has like some of my favorite treats, and you know, Mira's always been like really nice, and Briagi too. So I thought it'd be a nice place to sit so we can try to get like a little caught up with each other. So yeah, there's a lot been going on in the city."
Ah, okay. Yeah, so what has been going on after we left?
yeah, if you want to start Samoya, and then we can kind of fill you in while we're back here.
Okay, so pretty much as soon as you guys left, the city was in chaos, and really, to try and keep it short, the General Cranial, basically tried to step up and claim that he was going to be taking the position of king because Nyalkish was missing and there were no immediate family members to take over after Mjarnan died. But then it was Minister Yakan who actually came forward and said it was the general who killed the queen and not the duke. So pretty much the day after you guys left, the general was thrown in jail and the duke was let out, and now they're setting to have his coronation in a couple of days.
Oh shit!
So
Didn't
weird.
expect that.
Why weird?
And so Taffy's scratching his chin. He's like, I don't know, maybe I'm off base here, but that's a lot of planning the general had to do to set up that assassination. And you'd think loose ends like us, first of all, we were in town for what, a week, 2 weeks? He could have easily,
Long time.
yeah, he could have easily gotten us before we left if that was his real plan, was to make it, and then to go through all that trouble and then get thrown just to the wind like that. I don't know. It feels off, and I don't know. The reason we're back here is because of the general's execution. I mean, he was. Let's be real here. He was really important to Narcellus, and I don't know. I'm in. We're from the Padlock Guild, right? And
Right.
we can't. I mean, you hear the stories and you know the rumors, and people look down on us all the time as criminals, and I don't know, this doesn't feel right. It feels like somebody's done something or set somebody up, or I don't know. So we're gonna see if we can't get him out and find out what might actually be going on. Maybe in the process we can like clear up this whole mess.
Well, exactly, and that's Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead, Yabari.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
you're
if
good.
Minister Khan is involved with it, you know that slippery bastard has something up his sleeve.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I stayed, Taffy, is that just something didn't smell right about this whole situation, and she'll, like, lower her voice, kind of glancing around a little. She'll say, if you want to maybe get more involved or, try to find out what's going on, there is something of a... They don't have a name, but a lot of the city has kind of been up in arms over what happened. A lot of them aren't happy with the Duke, and I mean, plenty aren't happy over what happened, but no one seems to be particularly pleased with what the Duke has done, and he, have you all happened to go by the fishing district?
Some of us
Jabari-
did, but we haven't.
No.
Us here haven't been there yet.
They burned it down.
The whole district?
They what?
Yeah, it was supposedly, rumor has it, that it was backed by the church of whole thing, saying that, oh, well, they just want to clean up the city and, make it nice. So, yeah, they burnt a lot of it down, and half of it's rebuilt now to look more or less like the rest of it, and the rest of the fishing district is just kind of burnt buildings and rubble.
You don't burn a district down to fix it up. What are they doing?
What happened to the people?
Yeah, where are they okay?
Well, a lot have been displaced and forced out of the city. Some might not have made it out.
Oh no.
Taffy's like resting his mouth, like his hand over his mouth, like like that's just gonna make things worse.
Right.
Did they really just destroy it and then just did nothing for them?
Yeah.
Man.
Fortunately. So that's what a lot of people have been getting upset about. And she'll look at Taffy. You remember Famaya, right? The leader of the Swift Cloaks?
Yeah, her.
So she's been really upset over everything that's happened, understandably. She's kind of leading this rebel group, more or less. I'm kind of working with them, kind of doing my own thing a little bit. But, I mean, if you guys were interested, I could try to, give you directions to one of her contacts so you can try to work with them, against what's happening, or at the very least to get, Caraniel out of prison.
So Taffy stares at the table for a minute, just thinking for a second. And then he leans back and he's sort of like tapping on his on his leg. His leg's kind of bouncing. And he's like, yeah, no, this is just cruel. This can't be legal at all. Yeah, I think working with the under, we need to get like a network going to get people out of the city. We need to get aid to be able to come in here. Oh, right. Samoya, have you been in contact with any other Padlock Guild agents? At all?
Not yet. I've sent a few letters back to the guild house in Abydos, but it seems they've been running into some trouble there with some of the merchant houses, so I haven't been able to get a whole lot. I've gotten some more supplies, but it's about the best I've gotten.
Okay. And he kind of sighs a little bit, or out of relief. Only contact with the main office. I don't know if you've ever met Gwen. He's another agent out over here in Lariad. I hope I said that right. He's a bad agent, and we need to report him. But I don't know the full extent of if he's involved, other agents might be involved, and it could be real hairy, and we don't know who we can trust right now. So only keep in contact with the main office at the moment. If something happens, and you go in your next letter, make sure to mention that. I haven't been able to send anything myself yet. I've been sort of dealing with survival at the moment.
Right, of course. And at about that time now, you'll hear footsteps approaching as Mira approaches you all, holding a small tray with what appears to be some freshly baked cookies that you can smell the gooey chocolate chips from here as she comes to you guys. And she'll walk up and offer out the tray, giving a small smile to you all as she says, sorry that took a bit. These are freshly made for all of you.
Oh,
She'll offer it out to you all.
you know what? This is exactly what I need right now.
Yubari will take the plate, but she's not going to eat it. She's just kind of stare down Mira as she takes it and puts it on her table.
Taffy just starts eating cookies. He's just
Julia's
like,
also
finally, something
gonna pick up one.
comfort food, like, thank you. I need it right now. I can't wait till he dies, man.
Yes,
No.
Samoya and Runarian will also just take cookies and, kind of munch on one. You said, like, Yulia was picking at one.
Mhm.
Fair enough. And, yeah, she'll just, kind of give a small nod to you all and then just goes back to the counter, back to what she was doing. And looking at the cookies, I mean, they look about as good as, you particularly, Yulia, notice they look about as good as ever, maybe a little more moist than they usually are. Might just be kind of a bad batch, but it still tastes fantastic. But as you all kind of sit here and munch upon your treats, Samoya will quickly begin to speak up again, and she'll say, I mean, as far as everything goes, I know probably your best person to talk to is this guy named Robert. He's a carpenter, kind of on the other side of the city. I don't know if any of you have ever met him before.
I can't remember if Taffy actually talked to a Robert.
Well, I was about to say, because I think it was Taffy.
It was
I
actually,
forget who else was there.
It was Arca, Yubari, and Yulia.
Oh, what?
Oh.
No, I thought Taffy was there because he did the locks on his door.
I did
Yes,
the
Taffy was doing the walks, but I don't think he was present for the conversation.
I think that might have been after, like, during the
right,
week down when
right.
I was running around trying to sell
Right.
padlock equipment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Taffy, you don't recognize the name, but Yulia and Yubari, you do recognize Robert, and especially once she mentions Carpenter, and you do remember the older gentleman you all had gone to see that seemed like very good friends with Arca, who was actually the ex-Swiftblade member, or Swift Cloak member, excuse
Can't
me.
even remember your own guilds.
I know.
Listen,
There's so
there's a lot of
many.
them. That's what the card is for.
Yeah.
We just have it up on the other monitor, just like, okay.
Yeah.
He would make a good ally. I suggest we find him after we're done here.
Yeah, if that's our next best lead, I guess. I have no arguments.
Ari will also kind of nod in agreement. Guess so. We're gonna need to find some way to pull this off.
And we don't have a lot of time either.
Right. Maybe we should try to find the others. Might be better if we're all together.
That's a good idea. Now that we have some contacts and places we can go.
How long do we have until, well, I guess, for lack of a better word, the big main event?
and she kind of takes a moment to think about it. As you see her kind of counting on her paws as she's trying to figure out the day it is. Well, it's currently the 3rd. Hold on. Hold on. Add a character at Bela. It was tree sleep now, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And so Samoya says, well, it's the 3rd of tree sleep. I think his coronation's gonna be on the 7th. So we've got a few days. And it might kind of get a little more difficult by tomorrow, as I know a lot of the like emissaries or other royal families are supposedly going to be showing up soon.
Okay. So if we can make a move tonight, then we'll have to try for it.
Yeah, that or I guess something during the coronation, but that's going to be very risky.
Yeah, I'd prefer earlier than later. Alright, so we need to get in contact with who there are our underground friends and come up with a plan for escape, and one for see if we can get him out of here before by nightfall, before morning rise tomorrow. That's our timetable, at least currently.
Yeah, we should probably get going then. We don't have much time until then.
Ari will nod in agreement. And Samoya will say, oh, well, do you want me to stay with you guys, or is there anything else I can do to help?
Could you come along with us? He sheepishly says that as he's kind of like side munching a cookie.
We would love to have you, Samoya.
We would enjoy your company.
He clears his throat. He's like, you've been here. You're more aware of the city's current layout and all the contacts. It'd be a little easier, you know.
And Taffy missed you. He's just not saying that.
That too.
I mean, I always miss my padlockians over here, as he's just staring at Yavari with his eyes a little narrowed.
Yavari's staring back, giving him a shit-eating grin.
He's just like, puffed his cheeks out while he slow munches another cookie.
And Samoya will... Oh, I'm sorry?
Susan's gonna reach over and pat his back. That's what I'm here for.
And you'll see Samoya grins, toothily as she gets back up onto her feet. And almost as soon as she's standing again, you see her almost like double over as she puts her hands on her stomach, looking suddenly uncomfortable and almost in pain. And she just says, oh, I don't feel so good. And I need you all to please make Constitution saves for me.
That's what I was waiting for.
Neato.
Yes, well, Ari.
Constitution saves.
Constitution saves.
Man, I'm so bad at this. Oh man.
Oh Jesus.
Oh jeez.
All right, an 8, 2, a 7, and an 11.
Now,
fantastic.
Did
Yavari... Can you
Yavari...
check Discord?
Okay.
I don't think Yavari actually...
Actually, Yavari, you did not eat one, so never mind. Yours will not count.
Okay.
You're the only one healthy among us.
Yavari's just looking around at all these double over companions going, oh, what the fuck? The fuck?
Yulia stands up, and then I'm assuming the same feeling kind of just hits. It's like, oh no.
And so as Samoya stands up and you see her just look incredibly ill. The rest of you, other than Yuvari, also feel this like queasiness kind of come over you, and like your stomach
Ugh.
starts to hurt as if someone just like punched you right in the gut. And because you all failed your saving throws, you are all going to take 25 points of poison damage.
I'm half dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh god. Oh my god, I need to do this math. Oh no.
Mm. That's the good shit.
Hold up.
That's that good
Oh
poison.
Jesus.
And as you all seem to, feel this, and also your Taffy and Yulia and Ari, you are now poisoned.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
I love
fantastic.
being poisoned. I gotta go look that status
Fantastic.
effect up real quick.
Yeah. And as you all kind of seem to be showing signs of clear, like, distress and, like, nausea, Mira from over by the counter will say, I'm really sorry about all of this. And Yuvari, if you look at her, you'll notice that she's mostly eyeing Yulia down with this look of almost, like, hatred on her face. And, something maybe... Oh, I'm sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
And hatred, and also something, like, almost a little sad, but not sympathetic, just something just sad behind her eyes. And she'll continue, speaking mostly to Yulia. I told you I didn't want to be involved, but now that they've taken Briagi, the shop is all I have left. I won't let them take that too. I won't end up like all those traitors in the fishing district.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up right now. Oh my god.
Well,
And Yulia just like now hearing that, like the tears do spring to their eyes, and they look to me and it's like, what do you mean they took her?
That little note you left. Guards happened to notice it, and she's dead.
Oh, Taffy just killed someone. Oh, no.
Oof.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen. I was trying to warn you. I was trying to let you know.
I'm not sorry enough. Now get the hell out of my bakery.
Taffy's
Don't worry.
barely able to stand at the moment. Like, it looked like it hit him pretty badly.
and Yavari's gonna go around to like the companion, seeing as she's like the only one who can actually stand up and like actually move, and try to like help them up to their feet if they're like just struggling to do so. And she's gonna turn to Mira and go, "You'll get yours. I'm sorry, but this is not the way to go about it. Revenge is a long, fucking twisted path."
What a hypocrite.
I know. I'm a fucking hypocrite. I know. I never said she
Had to say
wasn't.
it, man.
Shit, we wasn't.
It's okay.
Mira will just glare at you, Yavari, as you help your friends up onto their feet. And you all manage to get up and begin to kind of stumble your way outside. As some of the initial pain begins to die down, but you all still feel just incredibly ill, and just nauseous. And as soon as you get outside the bakery doors, you'll notice that you're very much not alone, in the sense that
Oh boy.
there's not just people milling about. There are guards here facing you all with their weapons out and pointed directly at you in an obvious surrounded ambush. There's about, looks to be 6 of them surrounding the door
Okay,
as you
so
walk out.
Taffy barely able from standing up straight. He, you know, I assume, is the street busy? Is it a bit, what is it, like late evening? Is it, you know, getting dark?
No, it's like midday,
Midday?
at the
Okay.
moment. Yeah, you guys got here like pretty early on in the day.
Okay. Okay. He looks over at Samoya like, oh God, what have I done? I have pulled poor Samoya into this, he, you know, pretty mortified, barely capable of keeping up what's going on, but he does sort of slowly put his paws up because he doesn't know what else to do at the moment. Also trying to not, you know, throw up and pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's technically bloodied. He's he ain't doing so good. But he's looking for an escape route here. Are there any guards like down the street? Are there like any guard towers nearby?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
With, I don't know, is poison disadvantage? Hold on.
Yeah, poison's I get disadvantage to
boy.
everything. The
Fantastic.
because we're on the eastern part of town, right? If I remember the map correctly.
Yes. But real quick.
Yeah, more or
Eliza,
less.
I need you to check Discord, Eliza.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption.
You good?
14.
I had a question about Yavari.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So, you look up and down the road, and beyond the guards that are standing here in front of you, you do see there appears to be a couple more coming from both the left and the right. There's no guard towers nearby. Really the closest thing is just the wall of the city, which is still like a couple of streets over.
I have a quick question. Are we completely surrounded by guards, like on all sides?
Other than behind you back into the bakery, yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, this is going to be really stupid, but Yavari is going to cast Wall of Fire in front of her.
Oh boy!
And I'll just go ahead and link in a chat real quick.
Yeah.
So you can create a wall of fire on a solid surface within range. You can make the wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. And when the wall appears, each creature within its range must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 5d8 fire damage, or half as much on a successful save. So, well,
Was it 60
Yeah,
feet?
yeah.
We're just gonna do this.
And if they try to like go enter through the wall, they take damage as well.
Oh boy. Okay. Also pig on the wall appears. Must make a dex save. All right. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. I just have to figure out what their dex save is here.
And Yavari is gonna lean over to the other companions and go, "I'm gonna make a distraction. Y'all need to like book it as far as you can go, as fast as you can go."
upon hearing this and seeing the wall of fire get thrown up, he gets down into a getting ready to sprint stance, and is going to basically follow the first person, whoever direction they run, because he doesn't want to split up too much. He does call back out. He kind of like very as quickly as he can. Kind of turns to Samoya, and he's like, "Listen, you either need to regroup with us later, or you need to run with us, but you gotta go now."
Okay. And Yavari, go ahead and roll, just real quick, I'm sorry, roll the 5d8 for me when you get a chance. And then what were you saying, Yulia?
Someone is gonna have to pick up Yulia, because they are currently on the ground, just tears streaming down the face, just muttering, I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Taffy's
God
gonna run
damn
over
it.
and basically grab her by under the arms, pick her up,
Oh,
and then,
no.
as best he can, drag her in a direction.
Oh, I forgot to ask if I could use my anima shard. It's fine. I'll take the dead.
Okay.
I forgot to
Well,
do
no,
that.
that's your damage, not like whether you hit it
Oh.
or not. Yeah.
Okay. So many ones. That's painful.
He's sitting there, like, he's trying to pick up Yulia. It's like, now's not the time for this, Yulia. We gotta go. We gotta go now.
Throw everyone on here. Okay. So you conjure wait. So you conjure up this wall of fire, just this massive wall of flames before you. And as you do, as it takes shape and shoots out in either direction, covering nearly half the street,
And Yulia is very out of it, but she does hear Taffy. She just says, I got her killed, Taffy. And I ruined Mira's life.
He doesn't exactly have a
Sorry,
response.
guys.
No,
I'm sorry. You're good.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
Give me a second. No, it's fine. Just give
he
me a
sort
second.
of deflects with, and if you don't move, you're going to join them. Now, like, come on. We can fix it later, but we can't fix anything if you're dead.
How can I fix this?
We'll think of something. Now run.
I'm sorry about your friends, but you need to get the fuck out of here.
How large or how wide it is, it shoots out in front of you, covering nearly the entire street from you guys to the building across the way, which thankfully looks like it's maybe just some sort of like storage silo. But then the flames shoot out on either side, flooding the street in 30 feet in either direction. And the guards, quick on their feet, did meet the spell save, or they just rolled a 14. Some seem to get singed. You see patches of cloth from beneath their plate mail get caught on fire, and maybe a couple seem to be holding parts of them that might have gotten a little burnt from beneath their plate mail. But most of them seem to be in fairly fine condition otherwise. As Taffy, you go to pick up Yulia, but as you do, there is a couple of guards blocking your way, and there is really no easy way for you to get out of this.
Uh-oh.
So I need you all to please roll initiative for me.
Oh,
For God's
man.
sake!
Ah, there's the map.
Yeah, there it be here. Hold on. Where's my turn order?
man.
Here it is. Hold on. There you go. Okay, now you can roll.
Dragon, hold on. Hold on.
What?
I was gonna say, there's a deep dragon now? Damn, we just
What?
fell.
Oh, no. I would hope not. Oh, boy.
Storian, I sent you a message.
This isn't good.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need a napkin to blow my nose because I've been crying.
Oh, we were.
Hi, I'm good and normal.
Damn, okay.
Renarian is gonna save us. It's fine.
He's gonna fucking try.
I need to look
Alright,
up
let's
disengagement.
see.
Damn it.
So let's see. So actually, I need to not have that there. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna say. Okay, so that's 9 and a 1. Okay. There we go. Alright, so, yeah, Yavar, you have conjured this wall of flame, and as you do, you kind of hear Ari saying, like, well, wait, but it's far too late now, as the fire engulfs most of the street in front of you all. You hear people suddenly screaming and crying out at this sudden burst of fire in the street, and you're fairly certain there were probably a few civilians who just got caught in the middle of that.
Oh no!
Sorry, my bad.
You hear one of the guards shout to the others, arrest these fools! And as they appear to be moving in, moving around the flames of this firewall you have summoned. Let me see, hold on. Yuvari, you have really no time to react, as there is one soldier you all did not notice, perched up upon a rooftop across the street, and you only notice them because you feel a sudden pain erupt in your chest. And hold on, controls concentration. So you've already make a constitution save for me real quick.
Okay.
Oh my god, so much is happening already.
Oh,
19.
Oh god!
damn.
Okay, so you feel this pain bloom in your chest. Yes.
Sorry, I just have a question for you.
What's up?
Okay, I sent it to you. Oh, okay. Never
And
mind.
oh, you're good. And the rest of you, you see now protruding from Yavari's chest are 2 crossbow bolts.
Oh dear.
And let's see. Let's see, so I'll make you visible now. Let's see, and sorry, I'm trying to find the right thing I'm looking for here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of this. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
But you see there are 2 crossbow bolts now kind of protruding from Yavari's chest. And while somehow, Yavari, you maintain enough concentration upon your spell, or so you think, you find yourself falling down onto your knees as you feel that they've both likely pierced through very important arteries, if not directly into your heart.
That's probably not good.
I'm just
Oh god.
I'm just gonna say really quick out of character, this was talked about. I promise I'm not just being mean.
No, you're good. You're fine. You're okay.
Yeah.
And as you fall down, Yavari, the rest of you will see the flames of her firewall vanish, almost kind of as quick as they had come. As Yavari crumples down onto the floor. So at the moment, Yavari will be incapacitated as Renarian, rather than running forward to engage in this battle, he will look over to the 2 of you and he will say, "Please, we should not be fighting right now." And that's gonna be about all he does. I will leave it up to the 2 of you. We're actually, I think, here, we're gonna take this out.
Oh no.
Because I know how I want to do this. I'm sorry.
Okay, you good. So Taffy, unless you have something happening.
I think I might in a second. Hold on. Let me ask you something real quick, Wiza.
Okay. Oh, yee. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah. So
Okay.
go. I'll let you go ahead, Taffy, if there's something you wanted to say or.
Okay, so he goes. He realizes that he can't get Yulia up, and he sees the guards approaching. So he spins around. He is kind of panicking at this moment. So you know he. So here's what he does. He has his right hand on his scabbard, and he's going to cross draw his rapier with his left paw, and then he hears this thunk thunk, and he turns to the right and he sees Yuvari just go down after getting shot with a crossbow, and things kind of go slow for him, and you see this flash of like panic and anger as he's about ready to just charge into these guards. Then he hears, Ari say that they shouldn't be fighting, right? And so he kind of mid-lurch as he kind of skids forward a little bit. He gains a moment of, he's pulled back to a moment of clarity, and he looks around and he noticed you've already just got shot from somewhere. He sees more guards coming down, and he looks back at Yavari. He looks pretty upset, and so what he ends up doing is he slowly lets go of the hilt of his rapier with his left paw, and he slowly then removes the scabbard from his belt, and he drops it to the floor, and then he just puts his hands up. He doesn't say anything. He just looks at the ground and just puts his paws up.
Yulia, what would you like to do? Or say?
Besides being more distraught than they already are, now they see Yavari fall, and you just hear this small no, and you just see her just start to try and like crawl to Yavari as if to like. You just see this look like they're in a daze, like they just can't believe what's happening, and you see them just like reach, like almost have to try to like shake her to get up.
And at this point, Yavari is going to shakily reach for Yulia and try to beckon her a bit closer. I need you to do something for me.
Okay, but you need to get up, okay? We need to go, okay?
I can't feel anything. I need you to take these. And she's going to pull out her 2 moon petals and like kind of just shove them into Yulia's hand and go, give these to Norshellus.
Aww.
Tell him I'm sorry.
You can tell him yourself, okay?
This is the end of the road. For me, I need you to do one more thing. I need you to find House Catan. And I need you to burn them to the fucking ground. Since I can't do it myself now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's all you hear her say. Is she has this look of like resigned, like she knows she can't do anything.
House Catan, remember that name.
Okay, I'll do it.
I believe in you. Or else I'll be shouting at you from my grave.
And at this point, Renarian, has also kind of fallen down onto his knees beside you, Yavari, and you and Yulia will see that he attempts to begin casting a spell, but it appears whatever Yavari had been shot with, whether it had been poisoned or something of the sort, his spells don't appear to do anything to help. And Yavari, you've pulled Yulia close, giving unto her essentially your final wishes to hunt down House Catan, the people that you know were responsible for your parents' death. And Taffy, as you hold up your hands, your weapons drop to the floor, and you hear Samoya do the same from next to you. The guards begin to close in, and you notice one in particular steps forward, not a guard, but someone dressed in robes of this dark reddish purple color. And you see upon the front, there's this symbol of like almost a sort of eye shape with these sort of curving spines coming off of it at the corners. And you'll see their faces mostly obscured by a hood, and they lean in over to one of the guards, whispering something in their ear as you feel shackles soon put upon your arms. The guard nods to this robed figure, and they'll move forward to Samoya. And they reach out with one hand, and you see these arcane manacles kind of manifest themselves around her wrists. And they pull her away from you, and you just hear the robed figure saying something along the lines of, "Don't worry, little one. We'll find you someone nice in Afanak." And you see them begin to walk down the street.
Okay, so a couple questions. First, can I get a spelling of what is?
Yes. Afanak. There you go, in the chat for you.
Okay. I need to, Taffy looks off in horror as Samoya just take it off. And secondly, do I recognize that voice? Does Taffy recognize that voice?
You do not recognize the voice, but you do but something about the way they're dressed kind of rings bells in your head. And as you think about it, you realize that that's a member of a guild known as the Arcane Eye. What was once a guild, now not officially recognized anymore. As it said, they're responsible for kidnappings and numerous trafficking cases across Italy.
Oh no! No! Taffy just got Samoya trafficked. Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Hold on, I'm taking notes here.
You're good. And Yulia, as you are kneeling there over Yavari, holding on to your friend, begging, pleading for her to hold on, you see her eyes drifting shut. And Yavari, you can feel your breath is heavy, it's hard. It's like there's this weight on your chest that you try to fight against. You try to keep your eyes open even as you say your final words to Yulia. But it quickly becomes too much. You don't want to fight anymore. You just want to rest. And you close your eyes. And the feeling that comes over you as in the background you can hear Yulia being hauled to her feet by the guards and Runarian being taken as well. The last thing you kind of feel is this almost comforting, warm embrace kind of covering you like a blanket before everything just fades away. And that's where we're gonna take our break for the evening. Yeah.
Wait, I just have one quick question. Where's Nibbles?
Somewhere.
Take Nibbles. Please take Nibbles.
Somewhere.
Please let me take Nibbles with me.
There's a squeaking coming from her hood right now.
It's fine. It's fine.
Please give somebody Nibbles. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is break time. We'll be back in like 10, 15-ish minutes, and yeah, well, it's gonna be a great time. Haha.
Excellent.
Is
Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. All right.
We'll be
Get
back.
drinks, get snacks, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Man. Well, now Taffy's got to go rescue Samoya. Your Canis girlfriend is in another castle. Oh boy. It's one thing after another for you guys. Come back here with Ben. I swear to God, we better at least get this goddamn general out of here. It's just... if we get him out and he dies or whatever, it's like, man, I think Taffy's gonna be upsetty spaghetti at like, I think he'll be, I mean, he'll have to go and deal with deal with saving Samoya, but he could probably at least maintain his composure. But good God, if they do this whole thing and went through all this trouble and it just for no reason, I think Taffy's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose his mind. He's gonna snap. I'm gonna take a black squeegee marker and just cross out good off of his character sheet. And lawful while we're at it. Just go straight chaotic evil. I'll be the rogue that everyone stereotypes. Trappy's true power awakens. Lawful good becomes chaotic vengeance. He might just murder Gwen at this point. Become Oath of Vengeance Paladin. It's like, wow, that's a shift. And the Pharaoh's like, all right, you know what? I'll give you total magic powers if you go and abstract vengeance on people. Okay, it's like, okay, here we go. It's time for murder. Oh baby, by the way, thank you for the follow. I didn't see the follow, like who followed, because the alerts are off. But I do appreciate. Welcome to the Feywilds. Oath of Vengeance. No wrong goes without the blood price being paid. Paladins don't beholders to God. Oh, that's right. I forgot about. I thought they did. I thought they like prayed to gods and got powers. That's right. They just take an oath and their belief in the oath. How's Taffy's alignment feeling? Well, the the lawful part's starting to slip a little bit. He's still good though. He's gonna have to track his girlfriend down. He's gonna have to rescue her from friggin' dog traffickers, like species traffickers. That's not cool. Chaotic good game. Like the only thing tying him still to his lawfulness is like his whole thing with his guild. That's about it. That's what he's with that guild. Oh, that's a great guild. Taffy has an actual ass like enemy, like a personal enemy. Okay, you'll break that. Okay, perfect. Because that's what he needs. We just need. Oh my God, poor Taffy. He lost his girlfriend. He lost one of his friends. He's gonna. He loses his guild. I don't know if he's gonna survive. Samoya got person trafficked. Before I break, I missed it. Yeah, Samoya, Taffy's girlfriend just got yoinked by the members of a guild that's not a guild anymore, but they're still operating around. Oh, thanks, Kitsiri. You're welcome. Oh, Kitsiri. Yeah. So, hey guys, look, we found Taffy's personal quest. Look at that. He's got a goal now. That's not just sell security equipment. Hey guys, remember when Taffy was a salesman? 'Cause he's not anymore. He's gonna single-handedly go and try and just destroy all of these people traffickers. I'm so glad it's not me anymore. Yeah, Nashelis was kind of the punching bag for a while. Taffy is his cat, Mario. I swear to God, if they have an evil castle... What? Oh, I'm on the ending screen. Whoopsie. It's because like I have start and end like next to each other because I don't use my pause screen a lot. Oopsie. That's okay. So it's like, so I keep thinking pauses between start and end, and it's below end. It's not between start and end. So then I click down one. It's like go down one screen, and it's like okay, and then it goes to ending. Let you know before I head off, because yeah, gotcha. I gotcha. I do appreciate you stopping by the way. Story, please make them have an evil castle. Oh my god. They have a giant, they have like a, what was it, the tortoise race? They have one of the tortoise races, like, he's the leader of the guild. Please let them have a one good day. Oh my gosh. His name's gotta be like Louser or something. Beach episode 1. Yeah, no, can we have like a good day? We've been on just non-stop for like a month. I think it's been a month now. There was no, that's not true. We had 2 weeks where everything was okay. We thought we saved the day. Narcellus is in jail. Is his good day? Yeah, there you go. He gets to chill out. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about it. There's always a beach episode in anime. Yeah, but we're gonna get to the beach episode and be all horrible. It's gonna be like we're all gonna be depressed and sad. We just grant Monkey Paw the girl's finger, but you get Olympus Company beach episode. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. We need what we need is a series of quests where we can get a victory. We've been taking L's since we like started. Man, I can't hold all these L's. We've been catching so many. I just want one W. I just want one. Like the one I thought we got was actually an L. It got worse. We got a W and then they took it away from us. And you know, bent it into an L and then gave it back. By the way, Ifany, thanks for stopping by. Stay safe out there in those Feywilds. Have a heckin' good sleep. I just want, we need a series of quests. That are we can achieve something. Give Taffy a beach episode. I don't think Kitsiri, that's outside of the powers of Kitsiri. I don't think they can save us now. Why can't Taffy have a beach episode? Various reasons for not having a beach episode. Why is it my fault, Kitsiri? What? Throwing me under the bus. Man. I need to get a ride up. I need to actually, hold on. You know what I can do? Take me here. Where's that card? Where's that card? Hold on. It was to her fault. I know. Jeez. Kitsiri was just, D&D. Because you brought Taffy into this world. That's true, I did. And while his suffering amuses me, I'm just you know, listen, Taffy can suffer while we win. Those two things can happen at the same time. You know. I need a search feature is what I need to do. Oh, there it is. Afanac. All right, we got to go to Afanac. I need to look at the world map. So I can visually picture it in my brain. The city-state of Afanac. I love the warning. It's we haven't been there yet. So this is what it looks like before the party arrived. And then it should be once we get there, it's warning, the party has visited this location. It's just a bunch of pictures of the city on fire. Just before and after shots of all these locations before and after the party have gotten there. Lariad. The Kingdom of Lariad. Ho, 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 ho. Is there a map? There's a cat. Hello, a cat. I can't wait till we get to a cat. And then Taffy can be stressed out at home instead of stressed out not at home. Oh boy. Hey, Narcellus. Can you put the world map on the card? Alright, cat's lure for as fast as I can. Excellent. I appreciate all this, by the way. This is incredibly helpful. I love a clear ranking how much of the place is destroyed after you leave. Thank you, Narcellus. Everybody, hearts in chat for Narcellus. Please and thank you. Yeah, we get, like, once we're done with Valgard, it's like, you know, we clear out, whatever this quest is, however it ends, and it's like, the sad music's playing as we run away and everything, and then it's like, congratulations! You got a B+ ranking! Try again for a higher score. And we're like, God damn it. We just run the tutorial over and over again. Destruction ranking, S+. It's like the Sonic ranking system where it just cares about how many rings you have at the end. That's why we have to keep Resh with us, because he has all the platinum. So we need to get him to the end of the chapter, so we'll get that S+ rating. Velvin dies. I'm becoming the big... Oh, okay. We're doing... Oh, listen, Narcellus, we're gonna do our best to save that guy. Taffy might be a little salty because his girlfriend just got people napped, but she's not dead, so he's still okay. There's hope. As long as there's hope, he's okay. As long as there can be hope. Granted, he just did see Yavari die, so that's gonna be rough on him. It brings us golden platinum. Yeah, exactly. We get ranked based on how much gold we managed to collect for that chapter. Then the next chapter starts, we're all poor again. We ready. We ready. All right, let me make sure that's there. Move that there. Go over here. I'll see how even with it, you didn't just lose it. What, our money? It's because Taffy I keep accidentally putting Taffy into positions where he doesn't lose his gear. It's not on purpose, I swear. Let me swap that out. All right, we're gonna swap on back. It's time to return back to see how this is going. We back.
We're back.
Oh, we back. We here.
We here.
Everybody doing okay?
No.
Sure.
Sure.
We're doing something.
We're doing something.
Yeah.
Yavari was this close to giving Taffy her never-ending flask of coffee.
Oh,
It's okay.
no.
You can come back and steal it from.
That's
her.
true.
It's
That's
fine.
true. I can
Oh
steal
my
it.
Hey,
He's
she
gonna
has
need it.
useful- She
He's
has
gonna need
useful items in her inventory, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More important, we gotta go back for Nibbles.
We gotta go for
Mhm.
Nibbles will be the one to escape with the flask. There we
Yes.
go.
Oh my god.
Nibbles hides in the flask. There we go.
Or the 2,000 ball bearings I have in my inventory for no
Oh
reason.
god, the ball bearings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or my dragon tooth dagger.
Joey, you gotta go back. Give her a proper burial. Take her
Yeah.
stuff.
Wait,
Can we
it's
just-
what she would have not wanted, but please do it
You
anyway.
guys are gonna want to go back there.
Can we just like never go back to Lariad ever again?
Yeah.
Please and
Never,
thank you.
ever.
Just
Listen,
Never
Yulia has a
going
reason
back.
to go home now. A personal quest and then a extra personal quest.
an extra personal quest. We gotta pile on the cycle. We gotta collect them all, man. We got 100% this
Yeah,
campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, we're like Skyrim up in here. All the side quests and one main quest.
Oh. But
Exactly.
yes, welcome back to the session here. Of course, as we left off, Yavari, having been shot in the chest twice. Unfortunately left as the rest of you are put in chains and hauled off down the street, leaving her corpse behind. And Samoya, meanwhile, being taken by a member of the Arcane Eye off in another direction, uncertain of what her future holds. As this happens, across the city, Nershellus, seeing...
Oh, hi.
Hi! Seeing the destruction of the fishing district, and seeing the distraught upon Zressa's face as you found him being taken care of by a female drow to the best of her capabilities, you were overcome with rage and this desire to more or less get back for what was done to Fallon, finding out that he was dead. So you went, your few companions kind of following along cautiously behind you as you unleashed a powerful fireball spell upon one of the watchtowers closest to the fishing district, killing the 3 soldiers stationed there. And as more closed in upon your location, you urged your friends to run, leaving you behind. And you put up as best of a fight as you could, even taking out another guard with a few more powerful spells slung at them, but they overwhelmed you with number and force, as you soon find yourself dragged, half-conscious, through the city towards the prison. And go ahead and roll a 2d8 for me.
All of us, or
just Nershellus. I'm sorry.
Nershellus? Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll say you took 9 points of bludgeoning damage from
Ow.
the way these guards beat the shit out of you. And you're not
Look,
sure...
as a sorcerer with low health points, that's no joke.
I know, that's like a quarter of your health right there.
Yeah. It's not great.
And you're not sure if they're bringing you to the large fortress, or it seems almost further in the city that you're being dragged. But regardless, by the time you're a little more conscious, your eyes open, and you find yourself in a cell. It's dark and damp, and the only light filtering in is the faint flickering glow of a torch a little ways down the hall, just out of sight from what you can see. And it sort of maybe takes you a few moments to adjust to your surroundings, and you realize you're leaned up against one of the cold stone walls, and you pick your head up, blinking as you realize you can't open one of your eyes because it just feels so swollen from where you'd been punched by one of the soldiers. And you look out across the cell, and it seems rather empty for the most part. You hear, from just outside, the scuttling of rats across the floor, and you hear chit-chat from further down the hall. You're not sure whether guards or maybe some other people in another cell next to you. As far as the one you're in, there's not much here. You see the odd bits of rubble kind of laying about. You see one wall has a couple of... calling them cots would be an overstatement, as they look more like flimsy boards of plywood that have had sheets thrown on them in the form of some kind of spot to sleep that wasn't the floor, but is probably just as uncomfortable. You see in one of the far corners, there's a rather small figure curled up, has a hood over their head, and you can see these large ears poking out from the hood side. But they don't look up at you right away, and you can't tell if maybe they're asleep or not. And you look and see a little further off to the side. Sorry, give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. You look a little further over, and you see the figure of a man, leaning up against another wall, just sitting on the ground, his legs folded beneath him. He's wearing rather dirty clothes, like he's probably been in here for a while. Has a couple of scratches here and there. His face is half covered in dirt. And he has long, very long, bright orange hair that's half knotted and the rest of it dirty from misuse and neglect. And he seems to be perhaps asleep or trancing, as you realize the ears poking out from beneath his hair are pointed. And though it's a little difficult to see in the dim light of the torchlight, thanks to your dark vision, you can pick out that half of his face is discolored and scarred, as if from a burn. So as you kind of come back to consciousness, though you're in pain, your thoughts kind of regather themselves from the beating you had been subjected to. What do you do?
So, kind of like rolling my head forward, feeling it just pounding against the temples, and just like letting out this very low, like, kind of sound. He'll reach up and grab what remains of the mask that had been like around his hair, and just sort of lifts it up and just throws it. And he can feel like the whole left side of his face is just swollen. He can't even barely see out of one of his eyes, as his lips feel like they're swollen. And he lifts his head up enough to sort of put his arm underneath the lengths of his braids and just kind of slowly, painfully lift them over one of his shoulders. He sees the guy in the corner of the room, kind of greenish looking ears. He's seen something like that before, but he's not going to say anything. Probably not best to immediately start picking fights in a jail cell. And he'll look at the person that you had described, and he'll kind of like lull his head toward them after a minute. I'm assuming he's like probably closest to the door.
Narcellus or the other guy?
Narcellus, like he just got like put in there.
Yeah, they like pretty much opened the door and like threw you against the wall right next to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like flexing his fingers a few times, not feeling like he's able to get up. He'll just kind of like see the red hair, and he'll say, Ari, they get you too.
And as soon as you say that, you see the man's eyes like shoot open. This very vibrant green color. And indeed, he looks very much like Runarian, like your friend. And as he lifts his head and looks up at you, getting a better look at you here in the torchlight, his brow furrows as if in confusion, before lifting as his eyes widen in this mixture of shock and surprise and confusion. And you just hear him, without getting up, you hear him say, Alice?
Yeah, that is my name. And he'll just slowly push himself up off the wall a little bit. And like you can tell he's upset. Like even as they brought him in here, he had been crying. And he leans forward just enough and you hear him like seethe from the pain that's kind of ebbing in different parts of his body. And he says, God, I thought you were a friend. I guess all wood elves really do look the same.
And you see the elf has gotten up onto his feet. And at your words, he gives... You see maybe the corner of his mouth twitch, like he wants to smile or find it funny. But perhaps just can't quite get there given the situation you both are in. And you see he begins to take a step forward towards you, and all of a sudden the shadows at your feet gather, darker than before. And before long, they're jumping up and lunge at this man as Resh takes shape out of your shadow.
Oh.
And you see he grabs the elf by the collar of his shirt and holds him there and says, "Not another step, Caraniel."
And your Shellis will just sort of like lift his head up and just like flips his hand up to his head from the fucking like head rush and just turns. He's like, "Oh, when the hell did you get there?"
Like at Resh?
Rush.
Resh will look over his shoulder at you, and he'll say, "I've been in your shadow."
You watched me get the shit kicked out of me? Oh, that's it. No, I gotta die. This is it. This is it for me. Oh. He just leans
you-
himself forward. Go ahead.
You hear the elven man say, "You did what?" And Resh just kind of like gives this low growl at him as you see him then like shove the man up against one of the walls.
Okay. He'll grab onto the wall and kind of just like seethe as he gets into a standing position. Mostly, he's bent over, using both of his hands to kind of steady himself. The room kind of spins a little, and he says, "Okay, ladies, can we not fight? I've got some questions."
And you hear Resh like give this hissing sort of sigh as he continues to stand there, the two staring at one another. And at that point, Narcellis, you can almost like taste this tension in the air. But Resh does let go and backs off as he goes to stand by your side once more. And you see the elf kind of give this sigh of relief as some of the tension leaves his shoulders, but his gaze doesn't leave Resh as he asks you, Narcellis, what are you doing back in Valgard?
And at that question, his eyes go wide suddenly, like he's just suddenly remembered something. And he feels like his chest gets tight with this overwhelming anger. And his facial expression that was just previously joking just collapses, and the palms of his hands kind of blacken a little and start to heat up red, and he turns toward the bars of the cell and just casts I hope I don't need to link this. He's going to cast Firebolt twice in an X position, attempting to break the metal of the cell, and you hear this just like kind of noise come out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
Okay. So yeah, you turn to the cell door, and the anima comes swirling into your hands as you blast the metal with firebolt, twice in fact. And whereas the spell might in some cases be enough to melt some of the metal, or at the very least damage it, as the fire blasts into the door, you notice that as some of the smoke clears away that had followed in the wake of the flames, that the door is unharmed. Make a perception check for me as well.
Okay, let's see. So we should just keep this open. I see everything.
Oh, he is on the wrong layer. Haha, there he is.
There he be.
19. So you do see, as your spell blasts against the cell door, while it doesn't appear to do any damage, you catch something bright and glowing on the floor. And as your gaze flickers down to look at it, you see the shape of an arcane circle. And it reminds you very much of the ones from Philisera and Mithranve, where usually it was meant to be placed in areas to keep people out that would otherwise polymorph them into spiders or worse. And while this may not be a polymorph spell circle, it's certainly probably affecting the door in some way. As the flames vanish from your firebolt, the arcane circle almost also vanishes from sight.
And as he looks at this, you hear this sort of just like kind of laughter as he recognizes that it's an arcane seal. And he curls his fingers around some of the less hot metal and leans his forehead in against it, and he just says, "Resh, I need you to get me out of here. 4 of them wasn't enough. I'm going to kill every last fucking one of them."
And you'll see Resh, without saying anything, vanishes again into the shadows. And as he does so, the elf, Faldvin, looks at you, Narcellis, and he'll say, "What is going on?"
"What?" is all he'll say as he turns and looks over his shoulder.
And you'll see Faldvin's brow is creased together in this look of just confusion, really, as he's looking at you. And he'll say, "Narcellis, what happened?"
"We came back to get you."
"What?
"What?"
And he kind of seems at a loss for words in that moment. And as he's trying to perhaps gather his thoughts, you'll see, kind of out of the corner of your eye, he's using your perception roll, you see the arcane circle suddenly light up again, and Resh reappears right in front of the cell door, still inside of the cell with you both. And you hear him make this frustrated sigh as he's just, "I can't get past it."
"What do you mean you can't get past it? You're a gloom stalker. Stalk the gloom."
Blue.
"It's magically warded."
"Okay. So, hang on." And he'll pause. And he'll bring both of his hands up to his face and kind of press on his sinuses, and he'll say, "You can't get out of the cell.
"No."
So we're both stuck here."
Less. And you see him begin to kind of pat at his pockets like he's searching for something. And then he'll stop, this look of realization coming over him as he looks down at you. And he'll just say, "What did you do with my stoles?"
They had our house symbol on them, so I threw them away.
Those had my lockpicks in it.
Oh.
And at that, he'll just turn back toward the cell door, and he will cast Fireball again, and make the same awful sound.
And still the same reaction where the arcane seal on the outside of the cell will light up, and nothing will be damaged.
He'll... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'll say, and as you do that, Rush kind of takes a step back, not wanting to get burned by your spell.
Narcellus is going to turn around with this same brow-furrowed, very angry expression, and he'll just look at Faldman and he'll just say, "This is all your fault."
And Fulvin at that, seems to get this guilty look on his face as his gaze averts momentarily before he'll look back at you and say, "Yes, it is."
That's all you have to say? And he'll get a little bit closer to Faldman and he'll say, "The whole damn fishing district burnt down."
It what?
Your Karath's blades, and apparently the damn temple burnt down the fishing district.
They are not mine. I was thrown in here the day after you all left. No. I guess that explains the smell of smoke.
I see. So, the fact that the queen was killed using drow poison, and the fact that they blocked Fowlin into his house and made him burn to death has nothing to do with one another?
And mentioning Fowlin, Faldman seems to get this almost like somewhat horrified look on his face momentarily before he tries to pull himself together a little, but still looking rather distraught. And he'll say, they did? Fowlin?
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead, and there's no body. Don't apologize.
He'll sigh. Just say, I know that when last you were all here, I did not make excellent decisions. I made very poor ones.
Can I interrupt him?
Yeah?
Narcellus is going to draw his arm back and he's going to punch Faldman.
Yeah.
As he should.
Where's he aiming?
That.
I was waiting for
face,
somebody
his
to
jaw.
do this.
Yeah, Fulvin doesn't expect it. So yeah, you punch him right square in the jaw. He kind of has to maybe take like a half step to catch himself, and then he kind of just looks at you in shock.
Narcellus just says, just clearly his posture has kind of curled inward, and his shoulders and his elbows are shaking. He says, "All of this, I wanted someplace that wouldn't look at me and say, 'Oh no, you're too human. Oh no, you're too drow. You don't act right. You don't look right.' And I thought I found that when, the whole fucking time I had it, and now it's gone. And there's nothing that I can do to let that man know how much I appreciate what he did." This is your fault.
Faldman at that, just doesn't seem to really have much he can say, as he'll just say quietly, Fortunately, I won't argue with you. My actions have led to this. If there's someone you would like to blame, then let it be me.
Let it.
It is me.
Yeah, it is you.
I never meant for this to happen.
Yeah. If you didn't want me around anymore, you could have just said so. You didn't have to chase me out.
It wasn't about that. Of course I wanted you around.
You told me to get out.
Because I couldn't protect you anymore.
And Michelle will just kind of look at Resh for a minute, like, kind of like this. Like, he's upset. He's probably starting to cry again, and he's trying not to. But he just has, like, this look of, like, what the fuck?
Resh doesn't look at you. He just has his gaze, like, fixed on Faldwin at the moment. And, Faldwin will continue with, I'm sure you figured out, yes, I killed the queen. No, I did not do it because I wanted her power, her position. It wasn't really my main motive. He, like, sighs and, like, runs a hand into his hair. I had gone to her, talking to her about some of the things that had gone on, and, you know, bringing up my concerns about what your mother had been up to, though I tried not to go into.
You brought my family into this?
I was concerned she would do what she did to you to more people.
It's really none of your concern.
I would like to think it is, when it was my job to protect this country.
So you think I'm a weapon?
Not you, perhaps. It's not saying it can't be used as one, in someone else's hands.
With how much he's shaking, it's clear it's taking everything in his power not to go for another hit.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Do it. Do it for your Vari.
I'll tell you what happened in the months that we were gone. They sent Captain Vontis to protect the Damavon Range and block our exit. They burnt down Eastoft. So I had to do the only thing that I could think of to keep your son and the princess and the rest of our party safe. I brought them to Philisera.
And, like, you see Faldwin, like, let out a sigh as he kind of runs one hand over his face. And he'll just say, so that's where you went.
Yes. And I dealt with my mother in the best way that I could. We went through the Undersea and we went to Mithranve. And, you know, time and time again, I have tried to be as useful as I can in making sure that everybody stays alive. It doesn't matter if I do it, it matters if they do. I've always understood, from my mother's point of view, that I am the expendable one, and I come to find out now that all of this is because you thought that I was some kind of dangerous thing?
Not you. At the time, I was, I suppose, concerned with the people of this country being put in danger, but regardless, Mionin took this as me wanting more bloodshed and said, "Fine, General, then you can start with the fishing district, or perhaps the half-drow that has been running around your home."
Yeah, well, now Fallen's dead, so maybe you should have started with me.
I couldn't. I wouldn't do that.
I can't do this now. Now we're stuck in a cage. Now I'm going to be executed right next to you. Resh, you weren't even supposed to be in this cage. What am I gonna say if the guards come back? I gave birth to an older drow?
And as you've all been kind of going back and forth amongst yourselves, the smaller figure in the corner has been stirring from time to time, but between everything, you don't notice this. And, they kind of blink open their very yellowy eyes from beneath the hood covering their face. Awakening because of the shouting and, the raised and angry voices coming from inside the cell. When before it had been nicely quiet and he was able to at least get in a nice nap while he was down here. And, he lifts his head to the three of you. And Eliza, if you could please describe this goblin for us.
All right. 1 second. Update this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So this goblin that's sitting in the corner of the jail cell is obviously smaller. He's a goblin, but he's about 3 feet tall. He has very long, dark black hair that's in a braid, but it's not groomed as much as it should be. It's kind of a messy braid. And he has this ruddy, kind of earthy green skin and not an elongated nose, but it's pretty bulbous. And he just kind of has this kind of not smug, but kind of just a smile on his face, kind of, just watching it all happen. He was trying to take a nap, so he's kind of grumpy about it. So he's like, well, I guess they put me in here. That's great. Beautiful family reunion. But yeah,
out loud or
no, he doesn't want to die.
He mumbles it.
Fair.
He doesn't want to die.
Yeah, he doesn't want to die. There you go. Everything should be updated now. But and he also has piercings along his ear. He's a cool goblin.
He's a cool goblin.
And he's just watching the scene. Doesn't want to say anything too stupid. Because all 3 of them look very strong and intimidating, and they're all sharing a cell.
Fair enough.
Marcellus just looks over at this goblin and narrows his eyes as he sees the golden eyes pop up, and he just goes, "What the hell are you looking at?"
Oh, well, there's 3 of you, and I only have 1 pair of eyes. I guess I'm looking at you.
Stupid goblin.
Not original. Heard that before. And he leans back against the wall and just kind of stares at the trio with his arms crossed over his chest.
And Narcellus at that will kind of look at Rush and then look back at this goblin, and he's like, well, unless you have something to add to the conversation about getting the fuck out of here, then maybe you should keep your eyes to yourself.
Let me ask a quick question here.
Yes?
Sorry, I'm asking Starion.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Goes, alright. I mean, if they hadn't taken my thieves' tools, I could probably pick our way out of here, but... then he stretches out his arms and just kind of continues to lean back against the wall, looking at all three of them. You know, gauging what they're wearing, how they're behaving, and all that good stuff.
Sorry, now I'm like trying to move stuff around.
Are you good?
The lad.
The lad. Look at that glorious beard.
And, Marcellus will kind of roll his eyes a little bit and turn to Faldwin, and he'll say, off topic, but I think you owe me this at least. Where exactly are the... What's the word I'm looking for? Me trying to think of the word in English. Where exactly would I find General Regath?
And, Baldwin kind of thinks over that for a moment. He'll say, well, from what I've caught in conversation, she's likely either in one of the larger military camps up north, or she might be in the castle, but she's more than likely rallying the troops.
Okay, which camp would she be at?
And Baldwin has to kind of take a longer moment to think that over, as he's perhaps still a little disoriented at the moment. And he'll say, I'm not sure I know what the name of it is, but it's going to be whatever the largest one is. Probably rather close to Darkwood.
Feldman, there are dozens of military encampments outside the city.
Yes, I understand. Here, give me 1 second. I have to... Trying to find the name of it. Because I thought we had one. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
I think so.
Weird. Yeah, I thought like for sure we had a name for it, but I guess not. Oh, okay.
Either way, look, the sooner that everybody else realizes what's going on and that we're missing, I'm sure it'll be either Taffy or Renarian who come up with some way to get us out of here, and then I can go and find her, and I can kill her.
That's... Not. And as Faldvin begins to say this, you hear from out in the hallway a door open. And you hear the sound of multiple footsteps shuffling in and stomping upon the ground, both, leather, and you hear metal clinking together as well. And you see a soldier come up to past the cell door, kind of looking in and giving a glare over all of you. And Narcellus, you'll note, as they walk by, they're followed by a few other figures.
Oh god.
Here we go.
Here we
God.
go.
One of them, a tabaxi, looking...
He's not looking
hurt.
great.
He's upset. He's staring down at the ground as he goes, his wrists shackled together in front of him. Following behind is a pink tiefling with purple hair, looking nauseous and ill, her face streaked with tears. And behind them is a wood elf, very similar to Faldvin, with wavy orange hair kept in multiple large braids sitting over his shoulders. His green eyes narrowed and his brow furrowed in something akin to concern. And you'll hear doors opening as they're shoved into cells nearby. And the guards take their leave.
Narcellus immediately looks at all three of them and just goes, "Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me."
This will just take me a moment to get everyone on here, but it's fine.
You good? Yeah. Are we in the same cell? Are we in different cells?
I'll tell you in 1 second here.
Okay.
So you find yourselves fairly split up into separate cells. Actually, hold on, give me 1 second.
No, you good.
Okay.
Sorry, had to do some math.
Man.
That's fine. Hold on. One more question for you there. Okay, perfect. So, Runarian, actually, you see, will get pushed into the same cell as Narcellus and Resh and Faldvin and this little goblin that's in the corner. Yulia and Taffy, you guys are put into another cell just across the way. And you'll see there's two other people in here. One of them is sitting on one of the wooden quote-unquote cots. He has a black hood up covering his face, wearing mostly like darker covered clothing, has his arms folded over his chest, head bowed down so you can't see his face in the dim light of the cell. And you'll see the second figure is standing at the moment, has his back against one of the walls, having stood up as you guys were pushed in. And as soon as you see him, Taffy, though you hear Narcellus's voice, kind of speak up as the three of you are brought in, your gaze is focused upon this particular man who looks beat to hell and back. Like he has been through a few rounds with a few too many fists, covered in bruises and cuts, and has a couple of pressure wounds on him. But you do recognize this man.
Oh.
I apparently have a picture of him somewhere. Hold on. He's here somewhere.
He's here somewhere.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah. Okay. But you do recognize him. He's got, fair skin with short brown hair that's half, sticking out haphazardly from his head, and the other half is kind of stuck down from, sweat onto the top of his head. And very dark eyes that kind of regard you with a mixture of uncertainty and perhaps worry, almost. You're not entirely sure. Hold on, I got his picture coming. Hold on.
Okay. Like,
Oh Lord, he coming.
who is out of the myriad of people? Who is this guy?
Here, hold on. I'm
I
shuffling
wanna
around
see
again. I'm
my
sorry.
little boy, here he is. I wanna see my little boy. Here he comes.
Oh my god. And you will see. It's Gwen.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh.
All right, just let me know when I can go.
Here, one second. I'm getting his thing uploaded here.
Okay.
I'm trying.
This jail cell situation just keeps getting wilder
Why
and
is he-
wilder.
Oh,
Honestly.
man,
I
this
love
is
that we put the 2 level 12s away from the murder.
Uh-huh.
from the murder.
Yeah.
There you go.
he
There's
is.
Gwen.
There's Gwen. How you doing, Gwen? Oh boy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. I mean, you guys are putting the cell. So Taffy, we'll go ahead and I'll let you respond first.
Oh, there's gonna be a response, all right. So,
boy.
yeah. He's looking at the floor. He's pushed into the cell. At first, he doesn't notice. He's kind of pacing around as they situate him everything. And then kind of walking in circles. And he's like, okay, all right. They took Samoya, and he's mumbling to himself, like, hey, what are we gonna do now? And then he's like, then he looks up and starts surveying the cell he's in. And he looks over and he makes eye contact with Gwen. And he kind of glances at him, and then he keeps glancing around, and then he stops and he double takes back, and his eyes go wide and his pupils narrow down as he just stares at Gwen, the fur bristling on the back of his neck, his tail aggravatedly swishing about, and then I don't know how Gwen's reacting to Taffy starting to slowly just become a ball of angry.
All of anger.
And here I'm throwing up the picture of the other guy who's in here with you.
Okay. Well, he's in the splash zone,
hey,
so
I know this man.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
it's fine. And so you just hear Taffy just through a very sort of low growl, sort of like this low meow, kind of like cat noise. He just, you.
And Gwen's eyes just go wide as he kind of presses himself further against the wall of the cell, and he's just like, I thought, Taffy, so good to see you.
And he at this point, Taffy's been trying to restrain himself, right, this whole time. He's seen one of his friends just die. His girlfriend just got carted off by people who he knows traffics other people. Shit's hitting the fan. He's been going for the last however many weeks with where it just hits him. It just stabs him. It just piles up, and you just see Taffy just snap. I don't know who's paying attention, but he just snaps. He
Yulia. As soon as he said "you," that got Yulia's attention because I think the tone of his voice would have just like startled her more. She would have been like, "Oh no."
He you can like his paws are shaking, so you can like hear the rattling of the cuffs on him, and then he just bolts like unnaturally. Like he uses his kitty movement, and he just crosses the cell in like speed, and he pins Gwen up to the wall. Now I can't remember, was Gwen like a halfling, or was he a?
No, he was a human.
It was a human. Okay.
Probably about Taffy's height, if not a little shorter.
Okay. I don't know how rage-fueled just pins him against the wall, pushes him up a little bit, and all you hear him say is, "Do you have any idea what you have done?"
And as you like pin him up against the wall, you hear him like suck in this like sharp breath as he's just like, Taffy, like, I never meant for this to happen.
The smallest of actions have disastrous consequences if not thought through.
I found that out. Man, help me out here! As he like looks over to the hooded figure, and you see the guy kind of lifts his head slightly. You still can't quite see his face. You can just see like his chin, which is covered in this like black stubble, and you'll just hear him say, "I ain't helping you out of this one." And Taffy and Yulia, make a history check for me.
Oh baby.
Oh boy.
Are we still poisoned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you roll with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Okay. I'm going. Oh god. Yulia needs some sort of W tonight.
Not bad.
Okay.
So Taffy, as the hooded figure speaks up, he sounds vaguely familiar, but you're not sure from where or why. You can't really seem to pinpoint who this guy is. And you are so focused on Gwen right now that you are pinning against the wall with your paws that you don't really care.
He made a side glance and was like, "Are you going to get involved?" And he said no, and I'm like, okay. Taffy went right back to focus on Gwen.
You don't want the smoke. You do not.
And Yulia, as you are kind of left there on your own, maybe leaning up against the wall for some support, as you hear the hooded figure speak up, you realize you recognize him. It feels like it was a lifetime ago at this point when last you heard his voice, or last that you ever knew of him. And you realize, you're fairly certain, though you can't see his face yet, that it's Sturkin.
Ooh! All right.
Oh man!
All right, I'm ready for it. So,
why did you quit?
Yulia?
We're about to snap. This is Yulia's moment right now. All right, so she's getting up. She's just about to stop Taffy from doing anything stupid. But as soon as she hears the voice, she just freezes, and no one can really see like the expression on her face. But she does turn to the hooded figure, and just the memory of his voice just sets her whole head and her whole body on fire. And she just slowly turns at him. And this man is going to see yellow, angry, hatred-filled eyes as she slowly starts making her way towards him. And I'm assuming we had our weapons taken away, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. Well, since tieflings have sharper nails, you just kind of see her, like, curling some of her fingers and starts reaching for his neck and just grabs hold of him. And she just leans in real close and she says, not whispering, just loud, I was like, give me one reason I shouldn't slit your fucking throat right now.
This
Oh
confuses
my
Taffy.
God.
Like, Taffy's like, whoa. It kind of, like, it stuns him a little bit. Like, he throws him, he's like, what is happening? But, he's gonna let whatever's happening over there happen. He's busy with Quinn. It just kind of caught him for a few seconds off guard. That Yulia just ran after this guy. He's like, it must be someone else that she knows.
Live your best life, Julia. Pop off.
Question.
Yes.
Being that they're all in the same space, can Narcissus address anyone?
Yeah,
Literally
so
anyone with a question.
Narcellus, Runarian is shoved into the cell with all of you, and you see your other two friends across the way, and you kind of see and kind of hear Taffy say "you" as he seems to go lunging after someone. You see Yulia even turns around to this guy who had spoken up and like grabs at him. So yeah, what would you like to say in this moment?
So first, I'll just kind of look up at Runarian with this face that just says like, "How the hell did you get caught?" Like he won't say it out loud, but it's there. And then he'll look at Faldman, and then he'll look at Ari, and he'll look at Resh. Like move over and look in at Yulia and Taffy. He'll go, hold on. Wait. Okay, 1, where is Yavari? 2, what the fuck is going on?
And Ari will be the one to speak up, as it seems the others in the other cell are a little occupied.
They're a little busy.
And he'll look at you, Narcellus. He's been looking like at Faldman this whole time since he's entered in, just kind of standing where the soldiers had shoved him in. And as you finally speak up, it seems to kind of snap him from his thoughts. And he'll look over at you and say, well, we decided we would, go find some of their friends who are still here in the city. We started at the bakery, where I think some of Yulia's friends were living, and, turns out one of them died, apparently, because they were caught being involved with us, and she called the guards on us, more or less, I think.
Okay.
And his gaze kind of like falls to the floor as he seems like a little lost for words for a moment. And Yavari's... she's dead.
Michelle just kind of gives him this incredulous look at first, and then like looks at Resh, and then looks at Ari, and he's like, "When you mean she's dead?"
We were surrounded as soon as we left the bakery, and
What do you mean she's dead?
she summoned this firewall and all the guards sitting there. And
What do you mean she's dead?
she was shot in the chest twice. I tried to heal her, but it wouldn't work.
And Narcellus just goes over to the bars and just grabs them, and he'll yell back at Yulia, and he just goes, "You got Yavari killed!"
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, God.
And just for you, Yulia, while you had grabbed Sturkin by the neck, he's looking up at you incredulously as his like hands go to your arms to kind of keep you from strangling him. And he just says, I'd like to see you try, little girl.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
playing
Alright.
with fire, man.
I'm
That
gonna
is
address
the
this
spirit
man.
of Yubari ascends to hell. And just punches Durkin in the throat.
If only.
I'm gonna address this man first, and then I'll address Narshella. So she just looks at him and said, "Have you ever felt the way a tiefling's teeth will just tear at your skin? Because I will do it." And then she hears Narshellis, and that just flips the switch, and her face immediately breaks because her eyes were already puffy, and now new tears spring into her face, and she just lets go of this man who is at the moment now not worth her time, and she's crying again. The tears spring anew, and she turns to Narshellis, and she just looks him in the eye and says, "I suppose." Yeah.
What do you mean, you suppose?
I already got one friend killed, someone's wife killed, because I thought that warning them about what was going on was going to help them. And it just made things worse. And I thought they could help. And she's right. I did get her killed. And then Yavari. And she can't say anything else.
And Risa, I apologize. This is not coming from me. This is coming from Rochelle's.
It's all good.
He just growls, and you just hear, "Get over yourself." It's your fault that Yavari is dead. Just say it. There's no supposing. And instead of sitting there going, oh no, I guess it is my fault. I suppose it is my fault. Fucking do something about it.
Right.
And go ahead.
You're right. And she looks back up at him, and she said, "I don't know. No, that's not right. Nothing I do will bring her back, but I am going to do something. I will do whatever it takes to fix this."
You can't fix it, Yulia.
I know.
You know how many times I tried to fix Zrest dying? My brother died because I was too fucking stupid and too fucking cowardly to step in and stop my mother. So yeah, I get it. But at some point, you have to do something else. Whatever you can to at least make that person, their death matter. And sitting here threatening people in prison and crying over what you suppose happened isn't gonna get us out of here.
And you know, she's just taking it because she hears the truth of it. It's like it does hit her, and she stands up a little more. It's like, "You're right." And Yavari asked me to do something, and I'm going to do it. But first, and she turns back to Sturkin and said, "I am going to deal with the man who brought us all together in the first place and thought it would be grand to have us involved in the murder of the queen."
Sturkin?
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh, okay, be my guest.
At that point, Taffy, like, because he was sort of listening, so he was listening to all of that, and he was waiting for it to, like, clap back at Gwen over here, and then it was Starkin's name gets dropped, and Taffy looks over, and it's like, and then he just gets even angrier, realizing that oh that's Starkin, and then he slow turns back to Gwen. He's just looking at him, still pinning him against the wall, by the way. And you can feel, like, Starkin can feel, like the muscles in Taffy's arms are very tense. And they're, like, shaking. Like, he's about ready to draw out his claws and just see how well natural weapons work against this dude's face. But he's something is keeping him, something is holding him back. And he's got, when a cat makes that low, annoyed growling sound. He lets out one of those. And then, he then responds with this. Do you see all this? Do you hear all of this? Do you see the pain that all of these people are currently undergoing? Everyone here in this dungeon right now. This is all because you decided to help an assassin. Do you understand what you have done?
Yeah, Taffy, okay, maybe I did. All right. Yeah, I sold myself out to an assassin guild because the money was good. All right, I got
the money was good. The money was good. That's your god's. You work for the Padlock Guild. We are better than that. We are not common thieves. We don't help assassins. We don't murder people. And yet here we are. Gwen.
Hey, departed from thieves. So.
Don't you even finish that sentence. You know better. You should have known better.
And, Gwen doesn't really seem to have much more to say. He's just looking away from you at this point. His brow furrowed together, this look of, clear
Oh,
blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. Yeah,
Blah,
what's
blah,
up?
blah.
I do
Blah,
want
blah,
to say, only because I've talked to Renard about this before, ages ago. I'd like Marcellus, since he's up against the bars watching it, I'd like him to say something.
Do it.
Okay.
You already know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Marcellus is going to lean his forehead in, and he's just going to say, "Do it, Taffy.
Oh.
He deserves it. Do it, Taffy."
And meanwhile...
Oh man, I was okay.
Meanwhile,
The cliffhangers. Oh.
Meanwhile, across the city.
oh yeah, Arca, how you doing, buddy?
No, he's doing great.
Is he? Yeah, we're having a great time over here.
Yeah.
All right, Arca. Save the party. It's all on
Please.
you, buddy.
Captain America,
No
dive in
pressure.
again, save our asses.
I hope you're back. I hope you did stretches because you're gonna carry this party out here.
Oh, boy.
So last we left Arca, Narcellus had unleashed his fireball blast on the watchtower in the city, and he urged you and the rest of your companions to run. And so you did, with Nyalkish and Aoife, as you all ran further into the city. Due to now the quickly rising panic at the sudden explosion, it's not long before you realize you've lost Aoife in the crowd. while Nyalkish is essentially glued to your side. And not only that, but you find yourself stopping in alarm as you note the very familiar figure of an Aarakocra swiftly approaching you, waving their arm to get your attention. He has these bright orange eyes that seem to be filled with this look of excitement at seeing you, yet also something that looks maybe almost like panic. And as he approaches, he's very small, he's very young. There's a youthful look to the shine in his feathers and the way he's fluffed out, both out of his excitement and fear taking him over. He has mostly white feathers, much like you, with a small yellow crest that's currently sticking up from his head, and a hooked black beak. And he looks up at you, Arca, your little brother, and he'll say, Arca, I didn't think I would run into you here. What was that? As he points in the direction of where the explosion had happened behind you.
That was. And Arca is he's kind of lost for words because he's been blindsided by this, so he kind of crouches down to meet his little brother's eyes, and he's like, Kavi, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be on the karst. Oh god, we don't have time. And he just grabs this picture.
There he is! The baby boy.
No, that's too cute.
The baby!
The baby.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I love that that's what got you, Rana.
Yeah. Oh, I got caught off guard by adorable, yeah.
Uh-huh. And as you say that, you'll see his crest starts to fall, and he kind of gathers his arms close to his chest, and he'll say, well, you see, there's a lot going on at home, and I came here looking for you because we really need your help, and I really need your help. And his eyes start to grow suddenly very watery.
And Arca will lean down and hug him and kind of lift him up into the air as he does so. And he's like, it's okay, I'm here, but oh god, we need to move.
Javi will very quickly hug you back very tightly. And he just kind of nods his head as he clings to you as you pick him up. And Nyalkish will, having been rather quiet with the two of you, looks between you and then out towards the rest of the city, and she'll say, yes, I agree that we really should go. I just don't know where we're supposed to go.
There's nowhere that's exactly safe.
Is there anyone you know in the city, Arca?
Oh, maybe. There's a carpenter who lives here. He used to be part of the Swift Cloaks. If he's still in town, then we might have a safe place to stay.
All right. I'll let you lead the way then if you remember the way there.
Yeah, it's slightly north of the temple. I think we can get there through the back alleys. We just have to be fast and avoid any detection. And he starts to lead the way through the city. And yeah, still He's going at a very fast pace, but like making sure that Nyalkish stays close. Because he doesn't want to lose her right now. That would be bad.
Yeah. And yet you make your way through the city. The, commotion that was stirred up by by what Nershalis did seems to have grabbed almost everyone's attention, and no one really gives the three of you a second glance as you quickly make your way away from the scene. Everyone probably assuming you're just fleeing away from whatever the hell just happened.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
and
You're welcome.
you oh
Thanks, Nershalis, for the fireball distraction.
oh
Very
yeah
kind.
yeah yeah
Thank you,
thanks.
Tabitha.
And you make your way through narrow streets and past some of the busier ones, as most of the streets now this time of day are very, very crowded. And, you're holding your brother close, and you can feel Nyalkish kind of has one hand just holding like the hem of your shirt as she quickly keeps pace with you. And you get out of the fishing district, and you pass by an old inn that you had usually stayed at on occasion, that was run by a Triton, if you remembered right. However, looking at it now, the place looks surprisingly empty and abandoned, almost, just here on the edge of what had been burnt down. But you quickly move past it, down an old forge as well, and then finally to the abode of Robert, the carpenter. And you see his workshop is much the same as when last you left it, with all sorts of wood piled neatly in separate spots. And his tools kind of laying about from whatever projects he might have been in the middle of. And you don't see him right away, however, outside working on anything. And as you're approaching, intending on going inside to find him or begin looking around, you hear loud voices shouting from nearby.
Uh-oh.
Not towards you, but it's like a heated argument. And hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Okay. And you'll hear one voice shouting, yeah, we know you took that, so hand it over there. And softer, kind of androgynous voice, you can't really pick up what it is, saying something along the lines of, I really have no idea what you all are talking about. I would never steal. And you hear them give this sort of like huff of air as they're pushed by one of the guards and just about knock into you, Arca. And you have to kind of take a step to gain your balance as you look to your side to see who it is that has been getting into some argument. And Anna, if you could please describe
There you
yourself
go.
for us.
Yes. So the current person who has now been sort of shrugged into the vicinity of Arca and the rest of the gang is sort of like a tall, sort of swashbuckling looking half human, half Triton. They have long like black hair that's sort of just like haphazardly just like flying around their face. Skin that's tinged almost like a pinkish purple. They're covered in just a wide array of piercings on their face, and on what little can be seen of their arms through sort of like the edges of the jacket they wear. It's very clear that it isn't just like a human, from the way that they're sort of like hands, as they sort of flail at their sides, have a little bit of webbing in between the fingers, and they sort of like are knocked back into Arca by one of the guards, and without sort of missing a beat, throw one of their arms around Arca's shoulders, and sort of say, "I didn't steal anything. You can ask my friend here." As if they're like trying to search for the name of the Aarakocra they are now in the personal space of.
Oh my god.
They can vouch for me. I have stolen nothing, right, friend? My feathered friend.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Damn.
My
Arca's
cousin
like,
Brown.
Arca like just gives this half Triton who he doesn't know. He's just met. He gives him like this like incredulous kind of look, just very briefly, before just turning to the guard and saying, Yeah, he hasn't stolen anything. You are a very respectable citizen.
You see them just like nod their head and say, you see, you wonderful officers of the city of the law. I haven't stolen anything. My friend can attest to this. Promise, I'll stay out of trouble from now on.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Arca.
Oh boy.
Please, Arca, please help a brother out.
It'll be really funny if it fails still.
Oh
I'm
no!
not gonna lie.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
Persuasion. There it is.
Oh.
Oh, okay. He's
Oh,
very
all right.
precise.
Yes.
All right.
So the guard who had been heckling this half Triton man, or person, kind of gives you a look over, Arca, looks back at them, looks back at you, and just kind of like gives a sniff as he like curls up his nose and he says, "Fine, just watch yourself," he'll say to your character Anna before he kind of walks away a little in a huff, but leaves you alone for now, as you're no longer being accused of stealing something that you maybe not, definitely didn't know, not at all stole.
No,
Not at all.
Not at all.
we don't steal anything. We're not stealing.
Yeah. Why would a pirate ever steal anything?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. And so, sort of keeping their arm around Arca's shoulder until the city guard, kind of scurries back off to wherever he's been lurking. The half Triton, sort of lets his arm drop and sort of lets out a little bit of a yawn. Ooh, wow, that was a close one.
Arcus is
Thank
like,
you.
yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
fucking welcome, whoever the hell you are.
Ooh.
And
It's a little spicy.
as he should be. And the Triton, the half Triton, just sort of looks at him with sort of a blank expression for a moment, and then, if almost realizing that he's forgotten, that they've forgotten all of their manners, sort of does a very graceful sort of half bow at the waist, like one hand tucked to his chest and the other one out to the side, and he says, "My apologies, Captain Riven, at your service." Thank you.
so much already.
Love it.
10 out of 10, I approve.
Wonderful.
I love him.
Oh. Captain Riven? Oh, so you're a pirate. You really did steal something, didn't you?
And Riven sort of lifts his head and gives a sheepish grin and says, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But
Who knows?
the guard's not gonna miss the few pieces of gold I did steal.
The-
Oh, God.
You'll Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought to say, Riven, you'll see that this Aarakocra kind of standing in front of you. The feathers, you thought it was like the feathers of his chest are suddenly shifting, and you realize that he's actually holding a smaller Aarakocra in his arms, who turns its head to look at you with these wide, bright eyes. But he doesn't say anything. And meanwhile, at your side, Arca, Nyalkish kind of peeks her head around as she seems to kind of be glancing about nervously to make sure the soldier was gone. And she'll look over at you, Captain Ribbon, and she'll say, nice to meet you, I guess. And then she'll look up at Arca and say, but we really should be going.
Yeah, we can't stay out here too long. Well, it's been great knowing you, Mr. Captain Riven.
Mr. Captain.
Mr. Captain Revan.
Now wait, and sort of, I'm assuming they're turning to leave, as Riven
Yeah.
just sort of
Probably
like,
about to, yeah.
yeah, Riven just sort of like reaches out a hand, and places it on like Arca's kind of turned shoulder. Again, there's no personal space with this person. Listen, normally, I wouldn't do something like this, but as you saved my hide, so to speak, seems like I owe you a debt.
Oh my
So,
God.
whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's hiding, I'm very good at that, or sneaking around, I'm also very good at that. Or, maybe, I mean, I saw you looking at this building, I don't know if you're trying to loot it or not, but I'm also very good at that.
We're not looting Robert's house, but and Arca kind of like turns back to look at the half Triton, kind of like looks him up and down, then like looks around, and he's kind of like mutters like, "Oh God, we are kind of short on allies right now. We could use help." Okay, and he just yanks Riven by his free hand and like drags him off towards Robert's
Oh
shop.
my god. Love that.
Thanks, guys. You adopted a half Triton.
You
sure
adopted
did.
a half
Captain.
Triton.
Mr. Captain Riven.
Mr. Captain
We're
Riven.
keeping
Mr.
them.
Captain Riven.
Yeah.
Listen, we need
Also,
someone
I
to.
just saw Eliza's name in the chat.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dead
Oh
homie.
yeah. I was dying earlier. It's fine.
Me.
So yeah, Riven, you find yourself suddenly grabbed by this Aarakocra as he begins just hauling you off over to the carpentry building just across the way. And as you go, you don't know him, you don't know this little dragonborn girl that's with them. You just go along for the time being. And
Yeah.
Arca, you go into Robert's workshop, looking around for the man, but you still don't see him immediately. So you think to yourself, perhaps he's inside, either taking a break or maybe doing something else. So you ascend the stairs that lead up to the second story, where you know his living quarters to be. And you go and knock on the door. Still holding your brother in one arm and having let go of the half-triton to knock on the door. And after a few moments, the door opens just a small crack. And you can see the face of a man, just on the other side of it, very old and wrinkled with, graying hair. And he'll see you and say, Orca's that you?
Robert the Builder. The one and only.
And the door opens a little more, and he looks very cautiously around and says, "It seems safe for you to be here. What are you doing back in the city?"
We came here on a mission of sorts. Me and my friends, but it's gone sideways.
Okay, alright, just come in, you and your friends. It'll be safer inside. And he'll fully open the door and beckon for you all to come in.
And Arca steps in and he very gently sets down his little brother. Now that they're not traveling around and it's a relatively safe spot. And he gestures to Robert and says, "This guy is a friend of mine. You can trust him."
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh boy, I hope I don't eat those words.
We'll do again a little bow.
Robert kind of looks a little cautiously at you, Riven, but he'll just nod his head to get you inside along with Nyelkish. And we'll close the door behind you all. And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Cliffhangers everywhere.
Don't you know?
Oh boy.
Oh
That
man.
was a lot today,
Yeah,
huh?
it was a lot. It was a lot that happened today.
Please,
So
I
you're
need
telling
everyone to
me-
be here next week.
Yeah.
Telling me that Arca and a pirate are responsible for getting us all out of jail.
Yep.
Yeah,
the princess.
The princess is there, yeah. You got a little princess and a little baby
Yeah.
bird.
DM'd NPCs do not count.
Listen,
It's
this is our
fine.
last hope. It's fine.
Yeah, it's great.
Fine.
Arca
It's
and a drunk question mark pirate.
a drunk question mark pirate.
Maybe there was one or two, but it's not like it was male. Maybe that's why he got a little handsy with the guard.
Fine, he's a
But-
functional alcoholic.
Yeah.
We're all gonna get executed.
Man, we're
Look,
gonna.
if anyone can just break the whole jailhouse, it's Arca.
Yeah, listen, just barbarian rage and just destroy the. Listen, it's got HP, right? If you hit it enough, it'll just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No big deal.
Oh, God. All right, but thank you all for being here tonight. It's been fun. Thank you to everyone in chat who's been here hanging out with us. We appreciate you tuning into the sessions and hanging out with us either here or on YouTube. And yeah, I hope everyone had fun. Unfortunately, we may not be streaming next week.
No.
Because Winod's got stuff going on.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully, if everything goes to plan.
yeah, fingers
Start
crossed.
praying.
Yeah, for real. Start now. But yeah, so either we will see you guys then, or if not, we will see you the week after. So good night, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Good
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm on the right screen this time. Oh. Hello, Adora Pup. Thank you. Sorry you joined right at the end there. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're having a great time. Thank you. Hilariously, that we just changed up the setup. Right, like just this session. I do appreciate everyone stopping by the way. Thank you to all the lurkers and the listeners who had a great time. Taffy's probably going to murder somebody. Poor Taffy. And remember, if you're just joining us and you're curious about the campaign, we do have all the episodes up on YouTube. We're catching up while I am moving. Okay, there we go. That's not right. I did that entire command backwards. There we go. Yeah, you can see the episodes. Oh, I guess it was close enough. Look at that. All right. Okay, Kid Siri. It was great. All the episodes are there. They should be we should be catching up. So if you're looking to get a summary of what was going on, I think there's only 20 something episodes or something like that. And we're just about to start a new chapter too. So that'd be a great jumping in point. We also have the world information if you want a more bite-sized piecemeal way to catch up on what's going on. Taffy, don't murder. Also, Taffy, I'm about to murder a fool. He really about ready to just destroy somebody. This doesn't work. Like, man. Oh, that didn't work? It should have worked. What, the D&D command? Should have taken you to the card information where we have all the places and the people and the things. Oh, baby. Well, unfortunately, I will be gone this week. Hopefully, I will be able to stream next Saturday. Now the link showed. Okay. But if not Saturday, yeah, I'm moving. I'm chooching. So I'll be in a new place, hopefully with everything set up and ready to go by next Saturday is the plan. We'll see what happens. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic rest of your week. There's plenty of content that will still be coming out on the YouTubes, on the channel. But until the week after next, take it easy and stay safe out there in those Fey wilds.